Alright, there we are. Hey guys, this is episode 50 of our campaign, actually, so we've gotten up there. Bicentennial, I think it's called, or something like that. Either way, we haven't been doing this for 50 years, but we have done it for 50 sessions, which is 50 weeks at least. More than that, because we have missed a good amount of the weeks. But anyway, with that all being said, of course, I have my Patreon up top if you want to support me, all that. But enough of the advertisements, enough of all that. Who wants to do the recap for your extra hero point this week?
As usual, I'm here for it, unless somebody wants to jump in.
Go for it.
Cool. Alright, so it was finally time to infiltrate the House of 100 Doors, the castle of sorts of Pitax. We communicated our intent to our contacts around town, and everything started going into motion. We disguised ourselves as Pitaxian wardens, avoiding confrontation with both rioters and wardens on the way in. We headed for the north entrance, figuring it would attract less attention, but it turned out there was no need. The palace was almost completely empty of guards. King Irovetti apparently sent all but a small handful of his wardens out of the castle, and he was waiting for us on his throne, alongside his bodyguard, Vilmorkoff, and a giant in some unfamiliar armor. The king believed he was the lover of Nerissa, the fae who had lost her heart, and working with her to conquer this whole region. He said so as much. We fought off his guards, but he managed to escape. But we found him in the fortress's basement, behind a curtain in his chambers that led to a vast, glowing cavern. Kiba let it slip that their objective was the shawl of Evindra, Nerissa's sister, since with this shawl and the thorny blade that it conceals, we could restore Nerissa's heart. And he revealed himself to not truly love Nerissa, but instead to kind of view her as a conquest. We fought him alongside a fae that had been pretending to be Nerissa, and the battle ended fairly quickly as we threw everything we had into the battle. King Irovetti was, at long last, slain by our hands, and through a tunnel accessible underwater, Giraffe and Parenth discovered and retrieved Briar, the sword that came from Nerissa's heart, as well as her sister Evindra's shawl. But now two issues still remain. First, we need to check on the city of Pitax, probably, now that its leader is dead, and make sure that our preparations were complete enough that it doesn't immediately fall into chaos. And secondly, we need to discern the whereabouts of Nerissa, most likely by returning the shawl to Evindra, so that she can get her powers back.
And as you all stand in this cool cavern, sort of surrounded by these brilliant gemstones that make up this sort of luminous aura of it, this was Briar's Grotto, this place where the blade that is the literal incarnation of Nerissa's heart that was stolen from her, well, is now in your possession. And, well, you recall that Evindra, Nerissa's sister, did want her shawl back and promised more information if you brought it to her. But for now, you also have the Palace of Irovetti now quiet, a little bit more quiet than what it was before, and of course, the riots upstairs, the revolution, rather, that has taken hold of the grand city of Pitax. So from here on out, where are you guys going? What are you doing?
Graf, you think you can try beheading Irovetti real quick?
Me?
Again?
No problem.
Yeah, remember what the Calistrians asked for?
Didn't they want a show
Wait.
of it?
Yeah, but we sort of need to get it off it first, his body first. Unless you want to carry the whole thing around.
I mean, it wouldn't be that much harder. He's not the biggest of men.
Well, relatively speaking, for someone like not you.
Aaron knocks on the Naga statue as he goes past it.
Your stone. To the brilliant ray of Kiba's well, Rainbow Blade, Songbird's Brush, caused that effect. And they got
It was
very
so
unlucky.
cool.
I doubt anyone would object if I were to hold on to Castrucci's Numerian stuff, at least for the time being.
As long as I can hold Briar.
Certainly.
As long as you promise not to take control with that rod.
I'm just holding on to it, and until, I find a suitable person for it. That is to say, to give it to them, not to, control them.
I trust you to hold those more than probably anybody else, Gaz. Don't snicker.
Fair enough.
Do we even plan to ever give it to someone? It seems like something that might just get locked up in the vault with all the
Well,
other evil bits and bobs.
Well, if order eventually gets restored back in Numeria and the Black King over there gets felled and so on, maybe I'll find someone who requests I return it.
Is there possibly a bottomless pit that anybody knows about that we can toss it down?
Yeah, I'm gonna just toss down Numerian tech.
I'll keep it locked up in the city. Don't worry.
Let's take a quick look over here while we're at it, if we haven't already.
There was nothing over there. It looked like the treasury, but all the money and everything was spent.
Love that.
Seems so.
Granth is gonna go scrounge through his room though to see if there's anything else of note
All right.
before we leave.
Well, there's a few things that you didn't really have time to pick up, especially, well, in this richly adorned mahogany room with sort of silk-threaded tapestries and bed linens and such. So there's definitely some stuff to loot here. Yeah, there we go.
Is this an owl bear rug?
Yes, it certainly is, actually. As the last owlbear, they are now extinct. They don't exist anymore in Galarian.
Wait,
Oh
what?
no, Norbert.
Oh yeah, the owlbears and well, Norbert is the last one, but yes.
Norbert is actually a bear owl. They're a different species.
Oh yeah, there we
boy.
go. That's we can keep him though. Yes, but
Are they being replaced by anything, or is it just
no, they're just
one
going
less bit?
pretty
Okay.
much.
No, I'll go through to the Mind Flayer.
Mm-hmm. But also, amongst all these sorted art objects that you can sell collectively for like 850, you also find one, a lurid tome that seems to be this not so kind way of detailing, how to influence people, how to get control of people, and it includes also the nice Unveil ritual on the end of it too, which is forcibly, getting control of people, as it seemed that Irovetti was very good or keen to do.
Love that.
Oh, do we know anyone who might have been held by his grips?
None come to my mind.
Could be any number of people.
Also, though, you find Irovetti's notes sort of splayed out in one of the drawers here. And it details a lot of his efforts. It details about how everything at the Rushlight tournament was really a sham to try and get a rise out of you, what he calls young adventurers who may easily be foiled by some sort of, attempt at getting you angry or getting you caught in some sort of stealth, which you guys almost did.
Repeatedly.
But
The angry one almost worked on me.
but eventually you guys got through that. Yeah, he also details about how all of his plans to invade your kingdom under different pretenses, he had different ideas about it. he had the mercenaries, maybe, who were just going to attack and then blame somebody else, and then he would come in on the peacekeeping, all that sort of like political shenanigans to get justification, casus belli, to invade your kingdom. It's all explained here, so you could definitely use this as your own evidence for the people of this nation.
Yeah, we're doing that.
But of particular different note, among these notes are a slim red leather folio. And the notes within are written in Aklo. I do believe one of you reads Aklo, right?
Yeah, that's Yarmo's ear.
Parents can also read it.
Mm-hmm. So, the document points to numerous research into numerous places of power hidden within the Stolen Lands. As you're pouring through it, he describes how they've researched Mordecai's tomb before it was actually sort of opened up by what was his name? That one guy. This was a long time ago, but either way, before it was opened up by the Kellid, who was in Varnhold, and then also about different places that could be powerful, like the Old Sycamore. They didn't find anything about the Old Sycamore. All different sorts of places that you guys have either been to or confirmed that there really isn't any power to them. But in his search for power, Irovetti did certainly send people to Candlemere Island. You guys remember where that is. And
Sure do.
they described the potent magic that is being seemingly siphoned into the depths of that place, even with that seal upon it. And they describe some methods by which you may even be able to break that seal that you guys had encountered yourselves all those years ago.
Maybe it's about time we revisited that keep, being on our doorstep and all,
Break the seal? Why would we do that?
and kill whatever's inside.
Mayhaps.
But we also have a bunch of other unsolved things, like the rather large sea monster we encountered once, and I believe we still have a wyvern terrorizing our lands.
Well, you haven't heard much from either of those creatures. Perhaps other adventurers in your kingdom have dealt with them already. You guys have civilized those regions, you wouldn't just easily let a wyvern terrorize all of it. But you're greater adventurers than that, and you had better things to do during those times. So they got handled on their own.
Oh, are you talking about the flame drake?
Yeah, the flame drake.
Yeah.
I forget the circumstances behind that one. That was at like level 5. This was like literally a year ago in real time.
Yeah.
We just heard about it, and we
We heard about it
investigated
and
a little
never
bit.
came across it.
Yeah,
I
we
think-
Oh,
we
yes.
found traces of it.
Never actually found it. Either way, though, Irovetti's notes here do seem to be mostly interested in Candlemere. All the rest are dead ends and otherwise. The final note, though, is about Nyrissa. He never mentions her by name in this journal, but you're certainly sure that this is related to her. This, well, one brief cryptic mention. A briar. It says, the blade was hidden under White Rose all this time. It's safe now, but I don't think I'll be telling her about it just yet.
Was he the or was she?
Sorry, say again?
Was he the pawn or was she?
It was him. Of course it was him.
Seems to be a very important thing to be hiding from whoever you're working for.
Either way, that's all the notes that you find here.
Apparently.
Yeah, I see your eyeballs parent as he takes the book with the ritual.
Listen, Yarmus here. It's just so I can learn it, so I know how to prevent it. Yes.
Can you even counterspell rituals?
You just spell magic rituals. Yeah, I don't think you'd be able to counterspell them because there's no spell slot being used.
And the ritual takes a long time as it is, so.
Hmm.
I'm really bothered by this.
By which, in particular?
Why was he concerned about Briar being safe?
If he said that he's not telling Nerissa about it yet, that still means he was planning on telling her.
I don't think he knew what he had. Why else would this whole deception have happened down here with that Naga, if he knew what he had?
He definitely didn't understand it, that's for sure.
Maybe when he took it, there was some sort of... obviously, it was the Fae he took it from, and Nerissa's a Fae, so... Maybe that's the gist of it. I don't know.
Where was Briar supposed to have been before he got his hands on it? Wasn't it being held by the Fey courts?
It was under the White Rose Monastery. That's where he found it.
Guarded by Avindra.
Right.
So, this information in mind, you're reminded by the sort of pounding of, glass shattering and other things upstairs that there's still a revolution going on outside.
We should do something about that.
Alright. As you guys get back up to the ground floor of the palace, you immediately start to hear people shouting and rushing through the hallways, pots and pans and maybe silverware clattering to the floor. There are many looters that are rushing through the palace, sort of taking up anything that isn't nailed down. You even see two people taking this ottoman, sort of lifting it up, or lounger, lifting it up and trying to pull it out from the building. There's people sort of like doing light scuffles against each other. I found this first! That sort of stuff. It's happening all around you.
Whoever's picking up that gold statue is in for a surprise.
So how are we going to deal with this? Giraffe, you got his head, right?
Can I just go ahead and chop off his head?
You had, earlier, I imagine.
Yeah, okay, I have it.
We should probably go out the main gate and show everybody that this is over.
Or
I've
go
read
up the
stories-
roof.
I've read stories about heroes taking out despots and sort of parading them into the streets, but I never really thought about how the logistics of doing it myself.
Well,
It's a bit tasteless in my opinion, but
we promised multiple people that they would see his head. Remember?
yeah, but parading it around.
Have we even thought about how we're going to deal with the city here? What the plan is?
We were going to instate that one lady in power, weren't we?
One lady.
You mean Ilora Nuski, the old general?
Yeah.
She's
Is
not
that
going
how
to
it
take power, but she might help with the transition.
Gotcha.
Yes, that was the goal. And I think we were going to be the ones taking over the city, huh?
Would we putting it under the power of the bandit houses?
They would just fail again.
Well, we can always take the first step first. Making sure that no one else gets hurt in the riots, because there's nothing that they have to riot about anymore.
Okay.
Is that right?
Assume then you guys would start heading towards the front door.
I'm sad. I don't have the bullhorn cantrip.
As much as I wanted to do something about the looters, I don't think we have the right, given what we've done.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
It will be difficult to contain them, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, there's people everywhere in here, rushing about, taking chests and stuff. That's small time for you guys. You guys, can't be going around, waddling your finger while you were also looting yourselves.
Yeah.
But
Oh no, that's good for them.
Let's head back to the main entrance.
Alrighty. I begin headed that way.
you all make your way over there, and there are definitely like a few people that have like busted through the front door that are trying to push their way in to get their share of the loot or anything. There are tapestries in this main hall being torn down. The people definitely give way to you guys as some of them shout, "Oi! Is that his head?" And that sort of thing.
See for yourself.
I'm curious, as we're like passing by the statue, has it been like touched at all by the looters?
There have been some
Like an
scrapes on it, certainly, but people instantly sort of realize it's fake. It's just an illusion, a permanent one that has been cast upon it. Annoyed by it,
It's a low
in
level
fact.
one.
Well, no. Interaction with an illusion can still belie it being an illusion, so if you touch a golden thing, it's not going to feel like gold, it's going to feel like stone. That sort of thing. But people are already sort of wrapping ropes around it and sort of trying to tear it down as you're rushing by. To get the head out to the people, to the vast majority of the people, the message out to them. And so, step out the doors, back into a city that is, well, in some places aflame. There is a huge amount of people that aren't exactly interested in looting that have sort of gathered here. They're burning effigies and bonfires, and sort of many of them are raising pitchforks and homemade weapons and such as well. What are your first actions as you step out here for the crowd? People give you a little bit of a wide berth, some of them realizing and the message quickly already spreading, but the flame is hot. It's sort of tempered at this point. You guys have to say something, you have to do something to get your own message out while the time is right.
Are there any soldiers or anything left, or wardens left here, or they've been all...
They've either
Dealt with.
certainly deserted or gotten their armors at least off, because they certainly are going to be targets. They were sort of Irovetti's personal guard. They weren't all the guards in the city, certainly, but Irovetti's personal guard and that sort of full plate armor would have been prime targets.
It's
Well,
usually
even-
Kima who handles things like this, but
It
are you
is.
comfortable?
I think I am. I just had to think about how to approach this. Okay, well, I have my bright, extremely shiny and rainbow glaive. That'll certainly
Mhm.
attract attention.
Parents?
Yes.
Parents launches a fireball straight up into the air.
Okay.
Oh,
Swing
that's
it up
cool.
into the air. It bursts in the air, and people sort of shout, "The hell was that? Wait, look, where it came from!" Gives people certainly more pause. There's more attention in your direction, with Kiba also raising the rainbow glaive up. People start to realize something's happening. You have the attention of the crowds pretty quickly here.
Well, here we go, I guess. Here I go. Wish me luck. People of Pitax, the long night that has fallen upon this city is coming to an end, and a new dawn is beginning. King Irovetti has fallen at long last. There's a lot of work that we're all going to have to do together to bring this city back to its former greatness. But we'll work together. We'll bring the bandit lords back together, working alongside the scholars at the academy, and perhaps even representatives of the temples.
as you had announced that Irovetti is dead, you had to pause for a moment as people cheer and cry out and sort of, well, happiness at their tyrant's just death. And as you're sort of explaining the rest of it, it's a little bit drowned out. You're gonna really have to try and do your best with this whole thing. So roll me a diplomacy check.
You got it.
If you pause right, I mean, if you've ever seen the president try to speak to a crowd, you have to have him pause every fucking time people clap or something like that, so...
Here comes
Let me
the
be
roll.
clear.
Make me clear.
I'm redoing it. I'm redoing it.
Can I aid him with that fireball I had thrown up?
Oh yes, certainly.
44.
Mm-hmm.
Good excuse to aid with Arcana.
Yeah, I'm gonna aid with Arcana if that's okay.
It's trying to level the sort of fireball's position in the sky just right so it attracts the most attention across the city. Maybe to help keep his endeavors here. It certainly will, because the DC is always 15 on 8 checks. It'll be +2 to, actually, +4 because you're legendary, so 48 in total. Kiba, you gather the attention of the crowd so readily and so forcefully that everyone goes quiet as they hear the rest of your message. They all let it, brace their ears that this hope of a future, rather than just the death of Irovetti, there has to be something else after it, and you make sure that the people know that. They all sort of cheer and holler as well after that, and break into, now, a celebration, as many people sort of rush to their homes, maybe to tell others around the city. The din of chaos begins to lessen, and become more a din of celebration. And as you guys are, being given thanks by many of the citizens, Iluranuski is eventually able to make her way up to you, along with other representatives that you had met before, like Joffrey Viscari of the One Trade House, the Callistrian priest as well, Dreyarnes, and many, many others that you had, coordinated with. You even see that gnome at the sidelines, not really coming up to, greet you and congratulate you himself, of course. But Iluranuski sort of nods at you all. While you've been inside, we've been coordinating amongst each other, since it seems that you've made deals with almost everyone in this city about the future power within it. But I fear that you've not made a final decision. Will we be a free city once more, out from the clutches of one tyrant, and free to forge our own path, or, as some may have feared, will one kingdom subsume another? She looks expectantly upon all of you.
We will not be absorbing the city into our empire unless that is what is the will of the people of this city.
Don't call us an empire. That gives them the wrong idea.
Try to be an empire.
We're a
We-
kingdom.
We have enough work
Just a
with our
king.
own city. I think this city would be better as an ally than a subject.
That being said, what I believe would be best for this city would be a council of rulers.
As it was before, then, with the bandit houses.
But more, not just the bandit houses. The other representatives of the city should also have a say in how things are done, like the academy. They should be given a seat.
The Academy of the Arts. That's a quaint proposal, but you must also include us as well within it for us to agree. I have had discussions with the Desmond, and as much as our faith differs from theirs, a united front for the faithful in this city would be greater for the both of our, religions. As
I
the
agree.
Callistrian speaks up as well. Iluranuski nods and looks at Joffrey, and Joffrey sort of shrugs his shoulders. Look, I never wanted the mantle of rulership like my father had in the first place. I just want to run my house. So if less power is on my shoulders, the better. Or at least political power. Merchant power is still something I care about, of course, but yes. This might work for all of us. Lauren sort of nods as well. Your other option still stands, of course. For whatever you say, the people will go with what you say as the saviors of this place.
Us taking over the city would probably lead to. I don't think the people here want to be controlled by one person. We're definitely better than Irovetti was, I will say that. But even then, the city is a city of art and culture, and that should be something that's free. Don't you agree, Kiva?
It should be free, of course.
Free it shall be then. We will, over the coming week, have to discuss all of this and come together. But with your races, and with all of us here agreeing on it ourselves, there is little need for you to stay in the city yourselves and oversee all of this. Sure, you have your own kingdom to govern, and, well, we're not going to keep you.
There is much we need to do as well. But consider us allies, and if you ever need anything, reach out to us, I'm sure.
Of course,
Staying here would certainly seem. Staying here would certainly seem to incense those who thought that we might have come to invade.
It would. Be a liberator rather than a conqueror. You must leave the city after you conquer it, and then leave the people to do their own thing. Very well. I will organize the council and sort of interim government and all of that. Thank you from all of us for ridding us of that tyrant. But join us for the festivities, if you will.
I
We'd
see
be
no harm in
delighted.
that.
Oh, Clistrians, do you want this? Trans points to the head giraffe is probably holding still.
It is yours to parade, not ours. We just wish to see it done.
You heard him, Giraffe?
I guess parade then.
Okay.
Oh,
As Giraffe heads off, sort of heading that, not all of you need to go with him.
I'll go with him.
As you go with him, though, and Giraffe sort of parades it through the streets, it is much like the Rushlight Tournament's successes. You feel the sort of din of the people, the clamor for attention from you. But one's attention certainly rises above the rest, as, following along with Giraffe, you are taken to the side by Animate Belivar one last time, Kiva. And it seems you've done it. Well done.
It's grim work, but it's over.
Oh, there are many stories that have a grim ending to them, but this one is grim, yes, but also a happy one. Happy for all of us. I'm especially happy with you.
With me?
You've managed to figure the populace that was turned against you, myself included.
There were times, I'll admit, where I grew frustrated, I grew angry, and I let that bitterness get a hold of me. But I realized that was just playing into Irovetti's schemes, and we found evidence of that very, very concept. It was a deliberate ploy from the beginning.
Of course it was. And remember when you feel that bitterness, remember to direct it, rather than try to suppress it. Direct it to the right individuals, not just everybody who steps on your toes, so to say. There are those who have the true power, and are truly behind all the ills that are, well, accompanying your life. And they are the ones that deserve that bitterness.
I believe I understand.
so we still have more work to do. Great.
There will always be work to do.
But at least it won't be here anymore. This populace loves you now. And I must admit, I see you as equals, not as competition in any way. After all that we've been through, after the hunting lodge all those years ago, and then when you came to the Rushlight tournament and we faced off against each other again, you never held much of a grudge. And I find that quite a good trait to have.
Honestly, I found the competition to be refreshing. A good chance to test our mettle against those of our opponents, including you.
You've rarely seen enemy Belvara actually smile, but she does sort of, strikingly for a moment. Well, it was a good game then. Though it is at an end for now.
For now.
I doubt we'll have the chance to play again.
You never know. I've grown rather fond of this city.
It has a certain charm to it, especially now that all of Irovetti's statues have been toppled. Nevertheless, you have much to do, and so do I. My family needs my help in organizing themselves after all this. I'll be leaving town for the wineries.
Leaving for good?
Oh, no. Our family owns the wineries outside of town. And, well, there's much to be done now that there has been a regime change. I can't just traipse around town and hold my court of bards and troubadours anymore. There's work to be done.
Of course.
Sure, the same for you.
We'll meet again.
I'm sure we will. Is there anybody
She's
else
gone.
who sort of ruminates on that? Is there anybody else who has anybody in the city they wanted to speak to one more time before you yourselves make your exit? Allow them to rebuild.
I don't think so on my end, at least.
No, not me.
Same here, I'm good.
Okay. So eventually, after the festivities, on the next day, Parent, I would imagine, draws a teleportation circle and brings you back home.
No, we need to go to the monastery first before we do that.
Oh, right. Forgot about that. Make your way back to the monastery with the shawl in hand. I'm gonna move us over to him, you see.
Definitely can't forget to give that back.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, where was my
The shawl? Refresh my memory, I'm sorry.
The shawl is what Briar.
Oh, right,
is wrapped
the
in,
shawl
and it
disguises.
belongs to what's her name? I can't remember the name.
Oh yeah, this. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Let me change the sounds because there's no longer a riot behind you. Make your way back to these caverns here. Long since have these corpses been removed by hermits or otherwise, stripped of their armors and such.
Ah yes, the classic corpse-bearing hermits.
Mm-hmm. Gotta have them somewhere.
Actually, that would make sense.
Is Parent here?
Yeah, no, I already moved into the room. Sorry.
Oh, okay, you're already there, alright. So you guys make your way back into this cavern. Once again, you are met by the water creature of Indra, sort of water fae. Nereid, that's their name. She sort of reforms her figure within this well that she is basically trapped in without that shawl. You've returned. Please tell me you've returned with my livelihood, my everything that makes me me.
I bow to her and I silently produce the shawl that's wrapped around Briar.
Here it is. After all those months, being trapped within this well, not able to hold a physical form, I now can. She takes it in her hands, and it sort of seems to suffuse her with a lot more stability, and can take on more of a complete sort of physical form rather than sort of a liquid form half the time. And as she unwraps it from the, weapon, she sort of hands Briar back to you all. Well, I promised you all information after you had returned this, most important item to me. I told you much of the story before, of course. Of what do you remember? Because it will be important in the future.
I believe I remember most of what you said to us.
About my sister, Nerissa. About this blade being the key to her heart, or rather restoring it. About how she fell. You remember all of it, I'm sure.
I have a question though. How are we supposed to restore her heart with the blade?
To restore her heart with the blade, you will have to find a glimmer of hope within her soul, as it exists as current. You will have to convince her to take her heart back, because she has lived for so very long, centuries long, without it. Rather millennia long, in fact. She may not even want it back, and if she is not wanting of it, she cannot be restored. You cannot force her heart back into her.
So we should expect her to be trying to kill us as we're trying to help her.
So it must be willing.
She is not so bloodthirsty, but if you can get a conversation going with her, if you can, try and convince her to take it back. Look for any glimmer within her, and maybe she can be restored. But it will be your only chance, for if she dies without her heart restored, her fey soul will forever be as it is, without the capacity to love.
And then she will never stop in her cycle of revenge or wiping out us and other kingdoms.
Well, she is almost finished, from what I have learned. She is almost finished with her apology.
What?
Her apology to the eldest.
Is it like a letter or something, or what is it in particular? Do you know?
It is a gift. For as the Lantern King put it, 1,000 kingdoms shattered. For each one of the 1,000 fey voices that her, defiance cost the First World. She has been bid to destroy 1,000 kingdoms and gather them within grains of sand, in an artifact called the Apology, granted to her by the Lantern King, to tally her, apology. Your kingdom may be very well one of the last that she needs to complete her apology to the Lantern King. And I fear too, if she completes it, the Lantern King will never give her back her capacity to love. No, it will be just one final, game to him.
If we're successful in convincing her, how exactly do we use Briar?
You will understand when it gets to that point. I feel that Briar being, a manifestation of her heart, may awaken yet, but only when Nyrissa, well, begins her final assault upon your kingdom. It is still a ways away. You still have time. Tie up loose ends around your kingdom before that happens.
If I was to appeal to her heart, so to speak, perhaps bringing back memories of her lost love?
The way you do it is up to you. I have not been with my sister for thousands of years. I know not how she has changed, only for the worst, but there must be things that you will learn as you approach her home, as you approach her place of power within the first world, that will help you along this journey, but I do not have the answers myself, here and now.
I have an important question.
Of
I've been
course.
thinking about it for a while. How did you get Briar?
The Lantern King. Well, I worked with Nyrissa to build her kingdom, to build her place in the first world. And after the eldest got jealous, most especially of them, the Lantern King, he sought to punish me too. I was bid as Nyrissa's sister. No, I wasn't bid, I was forced to hide the briar, the blade that contains her heart, ever so close to her, but always out of her reach. That is why I am here under White Rose Chapel. I have been here for the last 20 years, as Nyrissa had come to the Stolen Lands for her final round of, well, dream-shattering.
Is there anything about this place that has prevented Nerissa from coming here?
No, well, nothing preventing her, but the Lantern King has used his powers to prevent any scrying for Briar, and has always hidden it just out of her reach, always in places that her agents would never discover. He has been playing this game with her for, well, millennia at this point. This is only just the most recent location for it.
So, we have the sword now. Or does that not mean we will draw the ire of this Lantern King?
No, I don't believe so, because it is still out of reach of Nyrissa. As long as it is out of her reach, he does not care. And if it is lost, he will just retrieve it once more. Now, I
So
will
that means
say...
that once we
Sorry, good.
so that means once we do return to her, he will be on our tails.
That is correct. The Lantern King has been playing this game out for thousands of years. He will not just allow you to turn it on its head and restore Nyrissa. He may very well wish for Nyrissa to attempt to gather 1,000 apologies only for one of the last of the apologies to finally defeat her and make all those thousands of years of squabbling for realms destroyed, all for naught. The Lantern King would prefer that outcome. Either your kingdom is destroyed or Nyrissa is killed. Either way, he wins. Unless you take this third option. Then, and only then, would the Lantern King intervene. And then, well, you will be dealing with a god and their hatred.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Well, this time a little more directly. Last time it was indirect. Just a few
Still,
more curses.
Maybe his eye will just be minor curses, like always, usual.
The Lantern
doubt
King
that.
has been known to personally intervene when his games have been disrupted. Fear his flames.
He must have a weakness.
Only a weakness
Some
that
kind
he
of
would show to you as
blind eye.
part of his games. This is all just a game to him. This is all just a script to him. You're just turning the script on its head. He wouldn't like that. But that's something to deal with after my sister is restored. For now, I fear I have no more answers for you. But I have one more thing to ask of you, myself.
Yes?
May I return to your kingdom with you? May I join your court? There may be more information later on that I would be able to provide to you in anything to aid my sister.
Yes. And we're right on the waterfront as well.
That is excellent. Your kingdom is friendly to the Fae, yes?
To the ones that are friendly to us, yes.
We try to avoid going out of our way to cause any unnecessary harm. We have been attacked in the past.
Of course. You have laid down your kingdom upon many realms of the First Worlders, but at the end of the day, your kind always expands into ours. That is the way of things. And we can always go back to our homeland. So I do not take a stance against you. Very well.
Ultimately, if there's a way we can survive with each other, I mean, we would not be opposed to figuring that out.
Of course. Well, you figured that out with me. Let's return to your capital. I'm sure you need much rest after all you've done.
A lot.
So about that, you're gonna have to walk.
What do you mean?
I can only take a certain number of people with my teleportation magic.
Parent, we are not leaving somebody behind.
No, I know where your kingdom is, and these are called the River Kingdoms for a reason. I can travel swiftly within the waters.
Oh,
And I would prefer it to swim in the sunlight for once after many years of being in this grotto.
well, there you have it then.
Okay, but you fail to understand. My teleport spell can only bring 4 people with me. Does that make more sense?
And I think you fail to understand what I was getting at, Parenth. But it seems the problem has worked itself out.
Pfizer's way of saying you shouldn't have a party more than 5.
Yeah.
Never run a 6-person party again.
Is
Same.
Avendra available as like someone you can put in a government position at this point?
Not necessarily, not special in a way, but
Let's make her the ruler.
mhm.
She'd
Yes.
love that.
she would refuse any of it either way. So,
We could have Kiba walk back and I could teleport her.
mm-mm. He was just staring Parent down.
I'm just kind of staring at Parenth.
Mm-hmm. So,
Clarify, Parenth, what I meant, because I don't think you understand, is that if the water travel wasn't so fast, then I would have proposed, no, I would have demanded that nobody teleport. But that's not an issue now.
Yeah.
Alright.
as Parent draws out the teleportation sigils and Avenger makes her way out into the riverways of the River Kingdoms, you finally sort of transport yourself across the nation in a blink of an eye, blink of sort of light all around you for a moment, right back the cusp of your kingdom's hall. To familiar harbor, familiar lands after weeks of being in Pitax at this point. Your court greets you on your return.
It is so nice to be back.
Everyone. Oh, how wonderful to be home.
Guest is the first to greet you. Welcome back, my lords. Nothing to report. Thankfully, this time.
That's a good news for once. We just liberated Pitax.
We have heard the news, yes. We have sent out diplomats and emissaries over there to coordinate efforts, so you do not have to do things yourselves. We overheard that our stance is an ally, a liberator, not to be taken over like we did Dreliv and Vonhold.
That's correct.
Megavarn sort of coughs into his sleeve.
The people there are
Taking
far
over
too.
was
Fair-
taking over is a loaded word.
You're welcome to go take over rulership of that place again if you would like, Mr. Varn.
Oh no. I've had enough of rulership for as long as I've lived. I was a mercenary man for the longest time anyway. I never wanted to run a village. But everyone had returned home. Finally get some time to reorganize yourselves, rest of course, so you can do your rests, and figure out what you're doing next.
I think overall, one of my plans for approaching this situation is I want to compose a ballad. What do you all think of that?
To
About
Nerissa?
what?
About Nerissa and her lost love.
A shame, but I don't have many words for it.
A shame?
Like, it's sad.
Yes, of course.
I'm not wanting to speak well of the Fae, but you do you.
Out of character spoilers, I'm not actually going to write a ballad out of character because
Right.
now
Want me to do it for you?
Just have ChatGPT do it for you.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
God.
It could work.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be, I mean, no guarantee in quality, but
And the quality, I could probably instantly tell it was written by an AI.
yeah.
The way it uses words and lame almost, like overly flowery, like from whence bequeath the bird deeth. Like it always does stuff like that. It's so boring. Like,
Love it.
but yeah. I guess it was trained on a bunch of theater stuff. Anyway. You guys also have a lot of stuff in your party inventory that you might want to organize and get through as well.
Oh boy.
I've
I keep
already
buying 5
started.
magic items instead of spending everything on formula.
It's true.
I'm moving stuff to the sale box, so if people want stuff, grab it.
Still holding on to those caltrops from the very start of the campaign. Maybe I should consider selling those at this point.
Maybe they rusted after 5 years.
Oh, no way. We can use them against the Lantern King, right?
Mm-hmm.
Surely they do extra damage now that they're rusted. Tetanus damage.
Tetanus. Tetanus would be a poison.
If people are missing a +2 armor, there's 3 +2 armors in the bag of holding.
Oh, I have our potency +2 already. Thank you, though.
Same.
I have +2 resilient glimmered. Ready.
Yeah, I guess these are all going into the cell box.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so conflicted because it's either I go with an axe and have +31 to hit, or I go with a dagger, the Mingosh specifically. I have only +29 to hit, but I get more defense from Twin Parry.
Sort of the downside of fighter proficiencies.
You roll high anyways. Surely
Yeah.
that the +2 won't matter. in an
And-
important moment.
The -2 also would be made up for the fact that I have agile proficiency, and that's an agile weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna swap, take the runes from my main Mombele and put them onto my main Gosh. So now I am wielding a main Gosh and the Bloodthirst as a hatchet.
All right.
How much is it to move a rune again?
10% of the cost of the rune.
How much
Okay, so-
how much is the cost of a +2 rune?
Let's see.
I don't need to worry about moving the +2 rune because I have the doubling rings.
1060 for the +2.
Gotcha. I'd like to pay that to move a +2 rune from one of the stuff in the sales box to my crossbow.
Okay. Easily enough. Whenever you guys do anything that isn't like shops or through the browser, type in chat so we know like -1000 or -100 for this, -100 for that. You know.
Great idea.
Gotcha.
So there's a greater striking rune on this spiked break club.
That there is.
I'm sure somebody wants that.
I have greater striking already on both weapons.
Does Gaz or Giraffe have greater striking?
I am lacking greater striking currently.
I have +2.
Greater striking is damage dice.
Oh, let me double check that.
Giraffe, you only have strikings, not greater striking. So it would add another damage dice to your weapon rolls. Very good.
What happens to the previous rune on a weapon?
It's taken out, or it's upgraded rather, if it's +1 to +2.
Gotcha. Thank you. Yeah, it makes things a lot easier to deal with money.
Yeah. In fact, because it is upgrading, you also include the cost of the other rune. So you actually don't need to spend that 6 extra GP there. It's only just 10 platinum.
Oh, gotcha. Thank you.
Are striking runes a fundamental rune?
Yes, fundamental is
Yes.
+1s
Okay,
and
cool.
strikings.
So I can upgrade them. Where are the runes?
It's in the weapon in the party inventory.
Okay.
I also haven't updated the shops all that much recently. So you might not find the... Here, I'll just put a greater striking in the shop here. There we go.
We could just look up the runes we want. I'm
Right.
guessing.
Mhm. Basically anything up to your level you can buy, because the city's level always matches your level.
65 GP is how much that's worth. So it would be 1000 GP to get a greater striking rune. Or,
Yes.
well,
You can just pull it off the weapon we have.
yeah.
That's probably preferable than to buying a whole new one.
Yeah. Do you mind if I pull that off then?
Go for it.
I'm already set
Alrighty.
for mine.
I'm gonna have to probably buy a rune in that case.
And
Since I will
that,
have to
then
have
it
the second
costs.
one.
So the cost to move it would be 100 GP, right? Because that's a tenth of the cost.
And the cost, yeah.
Okay. 10 platinum.
Mm-hmm. Gearing up.
I'll probably have to do any shopping I do after session. I'll
Okay.
have to see how much gold I end up with, so I can like get a staff or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you want to do it after session or otherwise, you can move your token outside to signify that you're ready to go. You're not gonna do anything else in terms of preparation and stuff, like money.
I'm gonna get up and take a quick bathroom break.
Yeah, let's also do our break here. I'm not gonna switch over to this break screen since there's a lot of people just actively doing stuff. So But yeah, we'll kind of be on a break right now.
I had a very silly idea, but I would imagine you wouldn't allow this.
What is it?
I still have explosive maneuver, which, as you know, allows me to slap a grapple or trip or whatever after getting in a successful strike. I would imagine you wouldn't allow me to use this after getting a attack and with an extending rune.
No, because you are not. Yeah, because it's after using explosive move. Use grapple. Say for a successful strike. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't work because extending is like magically weapon for an instant. So it would instantly sort of go back to the regular reach. You wouldn't be able to grab onto
Fair
people
enough.
like that, yeah. Gotta find mechanical reasons to say no rather than. I'll be right back.
I guess I'll be buying the rune.
I'm getting rid of the explorer's yurt. I don't think we need it anymore.
No.
Because of the tower.
No, I never bought the tower. We have a planar palace wand.
All right.
I'm gonna miss that yurt.
I don't think we ever actually talked about using it ever.
I think it was implied.
Okay, so you took the greater striking rune off that club. I'm moving it to the cell
I
box
did.
then.
Cool.
Do you think it's worth even putting a +2 on my melee attacks? That's probably not.
Probably not.
My cantrips are better anyways.
I'm pretty happy with what I have. What rate are magic items sold at? 50% or
Half.
half? I have this Ring of the Tiger I haven't really used.
You know, when it comes down to it, maybe this is better on someone else who doesn't already have dark vision.
What?
The Moonlit Chain.
I already have low light vision, I think.
You said moonlight
Well,
chain?
you have blind fight.
Yeah, that too.
That doesn't give you dark vision.
No, it doesn't.
Kiba
gives
doesn't
you,
have dark vision.
Yeah, and also he is probably more affected by dazzle than I am.
Yeah, I have low light vision. Hello.
Oh my
Oh, you
goodness,
do?
I have an Everlight crystal.
Never mind, this is the same on everyone then.
I forgot I had that. Oh,
Are you able to put like fundamental runes on sorry, not fundamental runes, property runes on like just random on like unique equipment?
No, it can only be weapons or armor.
Like sorry, I mean like a unique
Oh,
armor.
I see what you mean.
Like, yeah.
You have to ask Koros.
I was not
Yeah.
able to add property runes to my unique weapons.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I can't add stuff to Irovetti stuff either. Does anyone know if I can like combine a property rune with a potency and a striking rune?
What do you mean?
Combine.
Like, is there a limit to basically how many runes I can have? Like, I already have
Yes.
a potency and striking.
So, the only things that is limited is property. You can have a number of property runes equal to the plus modifier on the weapon. So, like if you have +2, you can have 2 property runes.
Gotcha. Thank you.
You'd only ever have 1 striking rune, obviously. I will be right back now as well.
So basically, think of it as each piece of armor and weapon has a dedicated slot for potency and a dedicated slot for
Striking.
striking, etc., or resilient. And then any other slots after that are dependent on your potency or whether or not it's unique. So yeah, you have both fundamentals. Does anybody have a spare 9,000 gold lying around?
I'm back.
Asking for a friend.
What are you trying to buy with it?
I'm not actually trying to buy it, but the joke was that I'm talking about the +3 weapon potency.
Oh, we can't access it anyways unless we go to like Brevoy, I guess. What level is Brevoy actually?
Revoy is lower level than you guys are right now.
Oh,
Oh
my
my God.
gosh.
There's very few cities that are like 15 and higher. Like Absalom is level 20.
20.
And I think like Taldor maybe have a high level city, or Cheliax as well, but they are very uncommon. Yeah.
Oh, we can go to Absalom for that thing you wanted to buy. For that
Oh
rune you
my
wanted to buy?
gosh.
Mm-mm.
I don't think that's necessary. Like I said, I was joking around anyway.
That's a little far away.
A little.
I know. Let's go play Abomination of Vaults while we're over there.
Oh.
Yeah, let's do the low 10 AP with the low 15 characters.
Okay, actually, that doesn't sound half bad. I say this as somebody whose character keeps getting traumatized in Abomination Vaults.
Yeah, I thought
Traumatizing
that was
AP.
an exasperated sigh.
Yeah.
Your Parath is doing quite well in traumatizing you all.
Yeah.
Alright. I was
I
just
might
doing
just-
man.
I might buy and like equip runes on a piece of armor from scratch because this moonlit chain doesn't do a lot for me really.
Not really, no.
I'm not even sure what kind of gear I should be trying to go for anymore. Besides just
Shadow
upgrading my
Signet
armor.
ring.
What was that?
The Shadow Signet ring.
No, I don't want that.
Mm-mm. Well, what you can do, Parath, as a caster, wands, staves, upgraded staves, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
So
but
those
the staves are like 10,000 gold at this level.
Right, yeah. Okay. So, how's everyone going along on actual buying and selling? Like, how are we getting along here? Oh, wait, no. I should be doing the sale box for you guys. Let me do that.
Make sure, is everybody okay with what's being sold? 'Cause I did drag quite a bit of stuff over there.
Yeah, I browsed over it real quick. I'm good.
Mm-hmm. Anybody
A
who
bunch
wants...
of scrolls that we're never going to be able to use.
Unfortunately, since most of those scrolls are like DC based or
Yeah.
counteract DC based, and yeah,
It's like Breath of Life is a reaction, and you just can't do that with the scroll.
pretty
Void
much.
Barrier is 3 actions, so I can't even cast it.
Mm. You can if you had them in your hand the whole time, but you know.
Trick Magic item is an action,
Oh,
so you can only ever
you were
do
tricking. Right.
two actions.
Mhm. All right, so let me do the sale box calculation. So you got 15,290 in there. I'll divide that by 2. Two is 7,645 GP.
There is also money in the party stash too.
Yes, so I'll be distributing that. Right, and once I delete everything out of the sale box real quick, I'll distribute this money for you guys to spend. There we go. Hello.
Do we have access to the anti-magic rune for armor?
No. It's a rare trait on it, and I don't particularly like it.
Gotcha. Okay.
That is a lot of money.
2,000 gold
Nice.
each, pretty much.
Not enough for a staff though.
I can pitch in if you need.
As can I, especially since people pitched in for the glaive.
I'd have to look at all the stabs.
Hmm.
I feel like they're full. Oh wait, armor runes. I can hold one more.
Jeff, do you only have striking on the Mumbly, not greater striking?
The Montbellier is what I took stuff off of.
Okay, so you're
I put
using
the
Bloodthirst.
greater
and-
striking onto my bloodthirst,
Okay.
and because it's implicit rune, it copies over to the other weapon I'm holding, which is the main gosh now.
Right. Okay.
Nice.
I took a stance that lets me constantly benefit from twin parry, so I figured it's the time to switch back to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Corvus,
Yeah.
can I get a Staff of Arcane Might?
Let me have a look. Right.
I asked because it's marked as rare.
Marked as rare. Why would it be marked as rare? Let me see.
It's basically a Staff of Power from D&D.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
Like you can destroy the staff to do a bunch of damage.
This is a lesser staff of power. There is like the actual like. Okay, well actually no, this is their new version of staff of power where it has different. Okay, yeah, I would absolutely allow this. Mm-hmm.
Who wants to donate to parent?
How
I
much
do.
do you need again?
I need 5,070 gold.
Good grief.
I'll give you 2,000.
Okay, I'll take 2,000 gold from Kiba.
Oh, you're getting the 10,000 version.
Where are you guys browsing items?
If you go into your, well, you can also just browse on in game where you go to the or the spyglass button on your equipment inventory there. Just go to that and you have all the companion browser there.
I'm actually going to sell my Staff of Evocation to try to push this up a little bit more.
The bitter rune is uncommon. Do you have access to that?
Bitter rune?
I saw it. I saw it on one of the rune shops
Yeah,
in here.
it's a rune that makes it so that anything that swallows the character is sickened.
Where's the hourglass?
I need 2,617 more. Anybody feeling generous?
I may be a little stupid. I can't find the hourglass.
Nix, can you check the stream chat?
I'm checking. Oh, yep, I'm on it.
Yep. Another one of those. Thank you. And everyone's pitching in for parents' staff of power.
I don't think anybody else is pitching in.
Let
Well,
me just do my
I don't know my
purchases before.
options next.
I
'Cause I
tried
don't know where
to-
this hourglass is.
What
Figure out.
hourglass are you talking about? Are you talking about the Spellheart hourglass thing?
The Grim.
Like how you guys are browsing through items. I was told to look
Oh
for an
yeah,
hourglass in
on
the-
your inventory. Are you on your inventory page of your character sheet?
Yes.
Spyglass, not hourglass. Spyglass on the right. In the
Oh
brown.
my goodness.
Then you
I
can
was like,
change
"Wait,
all
what?"
the.
I was so
rules and stuff.
confused.
Those are somewhat different.
Or that's not a spyglass, is it? It's a fucking magnifying glass. There we go.
Magnifying glass.
Hourglass, spyglass, magnifying glass. All right.
Those are all different.
Yeah.
But yeah, is the bitter rune available?
Let me look at bitter. Bitter. While you wear this accurate armor, any creature that engulfs or swallows you is sick in one. Sure, yeah. Go for it.
Alright, thank you.
Usually I look at... I almost never let... If you go on Archives of Nethys to look at something, or rather do look on Archives of Nethys, because it'll tell you the source material it's from. If it's from Grand Bazaar, if it's from Treasure Vault and stuff like that, it's fine. It's never fine if it's from an AP, like 162 Trouble in terrorist town, something like that, you know.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Is there a way
Nix
to
knows,
filter for
or Gaz
think-
knows what I'm talking about.
Interesting.
I figured, so I already like only
example.
ask for the ones from those.
Well, I certainly know what you've been spending your free time doing, I believe.
When I was 12 years old, yeah.
Oh, I see.
Mhm.
There's a module like sounds like that. I can't remember the name of it either.
It's Trouble in
Little Absalom.
a Little App,
isn't it?
yeah. It's like the Kobold one. But yeah, if you guys are finished with everything, all your preparations and stuff, for whatever is to come, move your token outside to signify as such.
There you go. I can add saw blades to my weapon
Oh
for
yeah.
the poverty rune.
I've never seen a high-level inventor, so seems like it's getting ridiculous.
Oh no, that's well. Technically, I already did that through like the offensive boost, where I added
Oh, yeah.
spikes to my weapon. But like, this is the property rune, which is basically adding a saw blade to your weapon.
There's spikes, saw blades, and fists.
This is
well,
what you call a three-handed weapon.
Mm.
Wheel in one hand. This is an uncommon rune, serrating. Would I be able to take that? It's not from
Serrating,
an
I
adventure path.
think, is fine. It's from character guide, which is a little bit weird, but burnished weapon causes rated buzz as they spin when your next hit with a weapon that deals with it. It may not have automation to it, but yeah, that's fine.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's why it's from character guide. It's from access a character who is a member of the Knights of Last Wall, but that's fine. It's not like you have to be a zombie hunter to use something like this. Kiba's all set. Kiba, make sure to rest and give yourself max HP and all that as well.
Got it.
We actually don't have enough gold for this. I'll just Wow, math.
That's pricey.
Many options. Most of them I don't know. I probably shouldn't. I should look for them at another time. 'Cause there's a lot of options and I don't have any idea of what I want.
Yeah, for the purpose of it, you guys can look over the course of the week and we'll consider you guys as having been able to buy these.
Ooh, I could get a movable rune. Well, it's uncommon, so I'd have to ask permission. It utilizes magical principles used in an immovable rod.
Oh boy.
Let's have a look at
That's
this.
funny.
From Treasure
That
Vault.
sounds
Yeah, it's
like-
fine.
It sounds cheesy. I will say I'm ready for now.
Alright.
Mostly because, well, I don't know if I'm gonna get anything for sure. I'm just curious about what's here. Oh, there's greater retaliation potions. 3d6 damage. That's not bad.
I like the
Okay.
last sentence of the immovable room. You can also be moved if 8,000 pounds of pressure are placed upon you, though this is likely fatal.
Likely
Funny.
fatal. So that's just the way that's saying DMs. If they try to use this against a dragon, kill them.
You try to activate it inside of a dragon, yes.
You die.
84. So, I've done my shopping. How much gold do you still need, parent?
Probably a lot more than you have available. Like 2,600.
2006. I have 2,100. I can give you.
I am sitting on like 1,800 myself as
I'm
well.
sure we're gonna do some other adventure here and get more money. So
Yeah, but what if we die because we don't have that staff for that adventure?
I think Parent's on the right track here. You will find.
Yeah, I'm not too concerned right
Okay.
now, and you guys need to buy stuff, so
Hmm.
I'm sure we'll find more
Swallow
stuff.
spunk.
It is very hard to buy an item of equal level when you just
Yeah.
leveled up to level 16. It's very difficult.
I could just sell the Wand of Planar Palace, and not get enough that way.
Mm-mm.
True shape bomb. This is...
I think the team would be very sad if you did that.
Sorry guys, I sold the house. We don't have a place to sleep anymore.
I sold the house for this.
Mortgaged it or rented it out. You put it up on Airbnb.
No, anything but
Yeah.
that.
We can do that with the town hall.
Hey, Parent.
Oh.
An item that might interest you is called the Worm Claw. It does something with summoning metallic dragons. Yeah, after you cast a conjuration spell by activating the claw, you gain a breath weapon activity that takes 2 actions and deals 66 damage.
I don't want to summon from an item.
Okay, that's fair.
Because even if I get the level 15 one, which is 6,500 gold, it's a 7th level summon dragon.
Yeah.
I can do better than that already.
Alrighty.
But yeah, that just leaves you, Yarmsir.
Yep, I'm pretty much done. I just need to stash my old armor into the stash, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Okay. So, as you all sort of have rested up for maybe a week or so and handled sort of administrative things of the kingdom and bought and sold things, had things commissioned and brought in, you are all eventually thinking back to that information that you had heard about Candlemere Island. Because Avendra, as she actually is here, sorry, Avendra is in your court here. She came along after a few days. She had told you before that Nyrissa's attacks on your kingdom will commence at some point, but you have some time to tie up loose ends. And, well, the last loose end that you feel that you have is this matter of Candlemere. That seal that you had found all those years ago, the seal of Pharasma, that kept whatever horrors, well, plugged down into the depths of the island. Now you have both the wherewithal and the power, perhaps, to break through this seal. I assume you guys might want to head in that direction.
I
Certainly.
would like to take care of whatever's down there once and for all, yes.
Let me mess with my spells really quick while we're progressing roleplay.
Sure, yeah, no problem.
Let us go and peep the horrors.
So, go back down a little bit of memory lane here, because, well, you still have to make a boat ride out towards Candlemere Island. You see that it's not much changed at all, really. Nobody's tried to settle it or anything like that. I recall that you guys made sure that your people didn't come out here due to its dangers, its innate dangers, it seems, because of, well, will-o-wisps and otherwise. There's a great fog bank that rolls over it at all times almost as well. And, let me put your tokens down. Might look a little bit different, actually, in the VODs, because this is Paizo's version of the map instead of mine. There's a little bit less thorny, but, you know.
On the
Chances
boat
are-
ride, Yarmos here asked Giraffe to try licking his armor.
You should lick his
L-
armor.
lick it.
Yeah, give it a try.
I lick it.
Uh,
Yeah.
it tastes like a Switch cartridge.
I lick it one more time to make sure.
And you had gas twice that day, that's why I deleted 1 token.
Yeah, as you guys get back to the island, the soggy sort of terraces of dirt and, well, trees that are basically barely holding together the island itself with their roots is still all that remains of the island. See no real signs of passage by it, and, well, Proceed as you will. You've returned to
this
this
place.
place.
Is this where we got the bloodthirst?
It is, in fact.
Oh, this place! Your giraffe's just like kind of like reminiscent. Like, oh yeah, it's been a while.
Good to see
Shall
the
I?
wisps haven't come back to infest it.
Ah, thank you
Yeah.
for reminding me of that. 1 second.
Mhm. Well, you do certainly see that there are still these points of light that are flickering through the small woods of the island here. Though, as they are cackling at the edges of the tree lines that are trying to be a little bit frightening to you, you've all grown so much that these basic will-o-wisps that have haunted this island forever are of no match to you, and they keep their distance well, knowing of that.
Shall I? Seeing as we travel.
Give me a second to put all my buffs on. 1 second.
Sure.
Yeah, speaking of buff.
Sure, there's an easier way to do this.
That's very paranoid of you.
Download. There's probably a module out there that's like pre-buffing. Do all your buffs. You basically needed that in the Wrath of the Righteous video game when you had 30 buffs. They had to cast every single day. You had to click through every single one of them unless you had the mod that just does it.
So, unless my friends stop me,
Hmm?
I'm gonna be singing some of my famous battle songs, victory songs, etc. as we march, just to kind of keep our spirits high, our morale good, our saves against fear slightly better.
Of course.
A girl worth fighting for.
Yeah, so I'll just be actively doing that as we go. It's fun. It's fun.
Kiva, we're much more powerful now. You don't need to be afraid.
Exactly.
Well,
That's why I'm
blood-
singing.
I think bloodthirst is nostalgic too.
You know, this is probably gonna get really tedious. I'm not gonna do this.
However, as you guys approach that sort of great edifice here that is like a needle in the eye of the island here, this broken down tower, I need everyone to make a will save. As if you recall last time, there is that terrible feeling of being watched that subsumes this place, especially at the center of it.
I assume this is a mental effect.
This is a mental effect, this is a fear effect, too.
Oh, cool. The bravery applies.
Mm-hmm. You roll a success at a will save against fear, you get a critical success instead. Well, you did not succeed in that case.
I will reroll that immediately.
Okay,
I will re-roll mine as well.
sure.
Dang.
Guys, you're the first to feel the worst of it. You're unsettled by this paranoid feeling of being watched. You feel like you would be easier spooked by anything, so while you have the unsettling attention effect, you have a -2 penalty to all saves against fear effects, as long as you remain within Candlemere Island here. Giraffe, the same. You're unsettled by the attention that you feel on the back of your neck. All the rest, though, are able to push through, and Kiba, in fact, is able to completely shirk it off, like nothing is ever going to bother him about that attention. Basically, critical success, meaning he's never going to be affected.
It's just business as usual, really, at this point.
You all have the feeling still of being watched or being, having eyes on you, but only some of you are truly unsettled by it.
So what was it that urged us to come here again?
We wanted to destroy the evil lurking underneath the seal.
Yep,
Yes.
In Irovetti's
Yeah.
journal, he talked about this place and that there was something here.
Just imagine if there was unsealed what's here herself on her assault. be a disaster waiting to happen.
That'd be horrible.
We need to make sure our own doorstep is safe, so we should take care of this now while we still can.
Agreed.
Quiet, dusty, just as you left it last time. Very dark indeed as well for some of you.
No, it's not. There's a rainbow strobe light.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah. Rainbow fucking strobe light that cause epilepsy in our viewers, but, you know. Giraffe, you turn on the Everlight, yeah. Or Kiba, you can turn on Everlight Crystal too if you want. Or a light spell, yeah. Yeah.
Is this the official version of this interior too?
Yeah, this is also Paizo's version of it.
Officially, this is coming from my glaive, but yeah.
Yeah, certainly. The
Certainly
light
been
is-
a long time since we've been down here, huh?
I'm just holding up the bloodthirst and the crystal for now.
Mm-hmm. Everlight crystals, you don't have to hold them up. You can just attach them to your belt.
Okay, I'll just do that. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
But
Since my glaive has the effect of light innately, basically,
Mhm.
I could theoretically put a light cantrip on somebody else if they need it.
I don't think anybody needs it.
Nobody spoke up. We're good.
No, you're the only one who can't see in the dark, I think.
Oh, cool.
So, you guys remember that down a couple of flights of stairs, down at the southern end of this basement level, there is that seal of Pharasma.
Am I on scene yet, or
Ah,
I
good
have
memories
Pharasma's
with
the
this
name
room.
of a god.
You step
Yeah, that was
past
a
the
fun fight.
sort of orb-like statue monster that you had fought. Yes, I know, Parent. That's pissed me off about Paizo too. I don't know why that. Anyway,
Center it!
they didn't center it.
I
But,
believe you're missing Yamus's token.
yeah?
I put his token down. He's up here.
Am I? Because I
He might be
it's a black screen
desynced.
for me.
I'll get you.
Yeah, could be.
I'll just join you up.
I'm doing what Giraffe's
Sorry.
doing.
You guys look back
Want
here again.
Map completion.
Mm-hmm.
We've been here before.
Remember the
I know we've
blast
been here
marks in
before,
this
but he
room?
reset Fog of War.
Exactly, that's what I
Well,
did.
it's
a
reset
different
because
map.
it's a technically Paizo's version instead of my version, and I deleted the old maps because
Oh.
lots of
He
storage space.
reset Fog of War.
Mm. This room, you had fought many shades, shadows within it. Finally, you reach the bottom here, where you once again find that sort of miasma of black tar that has been seeping up from what is basically a sewer grate or a manhole covering there. That is the spiral seal itself, but it's more like a stone seal, a stopper almost. Now here, perhaps with a lot more, well, arcane, or rather occult or religious knowledge is what you would actually apply to this, occult or religion, you may be able to figure out a way to unmake the spiral seal and deal with whatever's down there before it comes out from the other side.
Alrighty, can I use my grandmother's bones ability to see how a fight with whatever's in here will go?
Sure.
Grandmother's wisdom. Augury.
Mm-hmm.
How do I put it in chat?
And click the feed itself.
Maybe
Or,
it's a
there we go.
nice creature sealed down here.
So, it takes 10 minutes to throw your bones and ask counsel from your ancestors.
Okay, Grandmama, what do you think about this?
Overall, you don't get any message. Message is simply nothing. Whether that means the results may not be 30 minutes away from you, or sometimes they just never give a result, you're not sure.
The number you have
Unsettling.
dialed is not in service.
Probably busy with something.
So, I think arcane is superior to all other forms of magic. So I'm going to use Arcana to try to figure this out.
Oh yeah, you have that feat, yep. All my other wizards took that. Like,
Look, if you're
nature
a
check,
wizard,
you mean
why
Arcana?
would? Did you mean
Beautiful.
Arcana?
Mm-hmm.
It's such a good feat.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, roll a roll an Arcana check.
You want blind or public?
Blind for this. As you're recalling knowledge, your understanding is being tested.
What do you mean three legendary skills for the price of 1 feat is crazy?
Well, I mean, whatever. It's Arcana. It's cool that way, I guess. But you learn that yes, you could unmake this with applied sort of religious or occult like performances. You can't because this is an Arcana sort of. This isn't an Arcana check to disable a device. You couldn't really apply Arcana, but you can use sort of the knowledge of or the abilities of religion or occult to sort of like give the correct prayers or give rituals to it, or you could cast a high level dispel magic.
What do you guys think? Should we just brute force this thing, or I should
I
save my
don't
spell
have much
slots?
fancy things to do.
I can try to do some occultism mumbo jumbo on it.
So since we know we're going to a combat, can I just like use this and stay in the stance as we go into combat, or is that
Unfortunately,
little-
not. Stances you cannot take out of combat.
okay?
It's just
But
one
I
of
have
those
Your
things
energy
where it's
mutagen
like
early though.
I could hand me a mutagen.
it's a balance
Just
reason,
thinking
really.
of- Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, Parenth, if you want to.
Yeah, I'll just try to do an occultism. Try to
I should have bought a retaliation potion.
Take out some
Uh,
candles and.
set up a little ritual circle or something.
Mhm.
Blind or public? There you go.
This will
Sorry.
be public because you will now know the results immediately.
I can aid you, perhaps.
Mayhaps, if you want to.
If I figure out where I left my window. There it is.
Still pretty good at occultism, so.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So, aiding with performance, because I can do that now.
Kiva gives sort of this rousing sort of aid, or maybe sort of making a tune that fills the room that's like a very occult sort of tune or something. It adds to the sort of scenery, the feeling of things. And parents, with a lot of aid from Kiba, you're easily able to draw the correct symbols to unmake this spiral seal by reversing it in on itself and then drawing the correct lines and making the correct sort of occult connections and calling out to different spirits and otherwise. Eventually, you find a way past Pharasma's seal upon this vault, and, well, you start to see the black tar seep away as if it is draining away, as the seal itself no longer glows with Pharasma's spiral sort of religious icon, and you see its stone that was once the stopper for all this crumble away as well, into what seems to be a hole in the floor, perfectly circular. Opens up before you.
Oh goodness, do we have to go in the hole?
If you want to find out what's down there, hopefully Phrasma isn't too angry at us.
Let's do this.
What's Pharasma the god of, anyways?
Death?
Oh yeah. I don't
Remember?
know.
Didn't you meet her?
Oh yeah.
She
You're
was the one who
slated
let us
to
come
meet her.
back, yeah.
Look, I've been using the bloodthirst. I'm sure she appreciates that.
You guys look at the hole here, this sort of like manhole sewer sort of cover that has fallen away now. And you look down it, and your lights do not penetrate the darkness ahead of it. But your dark vision, anybody who does have that, notices that this hole that goes all the way down here is 500 feet downwards. Far, far downwards.
That's cool.
Won't be an easy descent. For some of
Unless
you.
you have wall jump.
I can just kind of float down. Because
Athletics,
You just
baby.
jump, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I didn't bring athletics to legendary. I did that with intimidation, so I could get scared to death.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So, Kiba,
I-
you're the one who goes first?
that depends. Are you saying that, like, we just can't see down there using the light? Or that
Light, you
light.
can't see down. Yeah, because it's just far. The light doesn't go far.
Okay. Then sure. I will be the bold one, and I will gladly carve the way down.
Alright, you
Using
leap
my
down.
very incredible powers of being able to basically fall as far as I want to, thanks to the my feathers and however my arms work. It's Kengu stuff or Tengu stuff, whatever
Would you
we are.
guys
You use the updraft.
would you guys like to use this?
And.
No,
Oh, God, this again.
Oh boy!
I'm guessing that's a no.
Well, I mean, if there's no way for others to get down.
give it to me here, Yamasir.
If you dip your shoes in that, will that make you immune to fall damage for like once?
Doesn't apply to shoes, has to be on stone.
Stone shoes. You're like a
Mhm.
dwarf with cinder blocks for shoes.
Either way, Kiba goes down and
Nice.
disappears into it.
Parenth
I fo-
also follows.
Okay.
So do I.
I use my channel wings to gain flight.
I just kind of hop down the walls.
You have a way down, Gaz?
Well, climbing.
Once Parenth is
Alright.
at the bottom, he's going to apply that colorful coating red at the bottom.
Okay.
Yamasir, give.
Paint
My
a red
God.
target for your allies. Maybe call back up. So,
Well, would you like to use the fruits of my efforts to get down
Yeah.
there?
Yes, I may as well. Oh, Gas takes the plunge.
alright, guys, you leap down and you feel your stomach lurching up into your chest as you fall and fall, hoping that his alchemy doesn't fail this time. But as you reach the ground, it's sort of this elastic sort of slamming. It still doesn't feel great, but there's enough of that paint that sort of rends the earth in a strange alchemical way, making it very much like a putty, very much like a trampoline, essentially. As you sort of shoot back up another 100 feet, and then back down, and shoot up for 50, and then 25, and then 10, and then rest, finally.
Gaz is noticeably pale as he comes to a stop.
Good thing you
Yep.
didn't hit at an angle or something, otherwise you'd have gone flying into the wall.
In the Armor I assume you follow suit.
Yarmasir is using the luxury of his magic items to fly down as well.
Okay. You all reach the bottom. I'm gonna move us over to a new scene.
Is that enough of doing that falling back on the mountain?
And there's a few things you guys immediately notice upon getting down here. There's a little bit of a platform up these stairs, so you guys have come down the stairs a little bit to a more open space here. First things first. Your light spells, including the rainbow from your glaive, wink out. Seems as though, in such a deep and dark place, no light is able to be created. But luckily, seems like the walls of this place are still brimming with this eldritch purplish energy between between the sort of rough stonework that rounds the edges of the chamber here. So basically, it's still like bright light for you guys because I think everyone has dim light vision, pretty much like low light
Yes,
vision.
I have low light vision.
I have low light vision.
Yeah, so you all upgraded that to
Oh.
bright light essentially. So even though it looks pretty for us, it is not sort of difficult for you guys to see on your ends, on players' end or characters' ends, by the way. So,
You gotta tell me what light effect that is.
it's just
So
natural
what are
light
the
and
odds?
darkness.
So what are the odds that the deadbolt was actually a cover-up, and this is where Rovagug actually is?
You know, that'd be funny.
These things happen.
There's this deep, cavernous drone that fills this place. And it feels like there's this immense draft that is sort of rushing past you all after the seal, as if you are entering a bottle that has been unsealed after a very long time. There's dust that's floating by your nostrils and such. To make your way down these spiral landings here.
Nothing like going down a dark spiral.
Terrence
And
flies above the group.
And all of you make your way to what seems to be another sort of landing here, as there's just a quick spiral continuing down to now a curved staircase here, where I'm going to put you all. Over here. Ease of access, I'm just going to put the other tokens too. There. A dark room lies before you, still limned by that purplish light that ekes through the cracks in the stonework.
Okay, floor's looking a little funny in here.
Let me take a look.
And there's a subsuming light magic all around, probably from that light that's coming from the backside of the stonework that sort of shoots through it, but you don't detect any other magic, though, in this chamber here.
The floor seems fine. It's just strangely decorative.
As you look around, it's a large hall that has doors on a couple of sides. These are all like stone doors. And you see several pillars on the edges of the room here, each carved to resemble a tentacle reaching from the floor to the ceiling, surrounding the room and giving this ominous sense of being caged by some monstrous beast. As you guys step into this new chamber, if you are searching as your exploration activity, do roll your perception check, but you have to be inside the room. Have a chance to look around. In the sort of dim light, it's still difficult sometimes in the corners of the room to understand what's there and what's not. There's some rubble, cobwebs, and other things. And Kiba, you notice that there is a sudden lurching of movement, it seems. Out from under rubble, out from under dust, out from under cobwebs in many corners of the room are these rusted metal plates, no, armor, that begins to move and sort of pull themselves out from this dust and rubble and cobwebs all around. You see figures rising out from these corners of the room here where they were sort of languishing for who knows how long. And, well, you see glowing blue eyes with them.
Uh-oh.
Alright, you wanna go?
What are you doing here? How did you get in, outsiders?
We are here to purge the foul taint of evil on this island.
Purge the foul taint. That is our job here. Leave, interlopers.
Alternative suggestion. If that's your job, then how about we work together, the living and the dead, in harmony against a greater evil?
Kiba, roll a religion check as you're noticing something on them.
Oh, sure.
Kiba, you notice this bleeding, like actively bleeding sigil. It's a spiral sigil. You saw it just
Ew.
upstairs. Pharasma's symbol, but it is not glowing blue like you would normally see, but rather it is bleeding profusely.
You do not understand any of this. You were not sent by her. You are not here in her name. Leave, or we will force you to.
Or you could, like, explain this to us.
We have no
Why don't we
need
understand?
to explain this to outsiders.
We also fight for Desna, for Shellen, for Sarenrae, for Aristil. For all of
Those
this
gods have no domain over time and space. They have no concept of what we are fighting here. The outer gods, the dark gods of the dark tapestry. The Yogg-Sothoth. They are the true threats here, and you are ill prepared to deal with them. Final warning. You will convince us not to stay our blade should you stay here. Leave and never return, interlopers.
You've never seen a Pharasmite that looks like this. Do
True.
you guys recall anything about Pharasma and her worship?
Something's off here.
I agree. Your spirals should not be bleeding.
And isn't there anything else wrong with us? Out with it. That's what you've been thinking this whole time. Or do you not even understand the first aspect of worship?
I thought Pharasma abhorred undead.
She does. And yet, it was the only way to continue our service against these timeless threats here. After we were sealed inside, you don't understand what we had to deal with, what we had encountered here. It was the only way. And you cannot live to tell this tale. Tell of our shame. Kill them, all of them.
I need your initiatives.
Well then, here's our deal. Once we win, you'll stop this attack. And you'll tell us what we need to know. Initiative rolling.
Okay.
Terrible!
Business comment. Alright, so as they all raise their blades, Yarmsir, you pretty much knew where this was going. You're prepared. You had been reaching for your belt. What do you do?
I'm gonna start with the recall knowledge.
Mm-hmm. It'd be religion.
Thank you.
You understand that these are grave knights. They look to be the common sort of undead that fuse their undying soul with their armor. What do you want to know specifically about them?
Any special abilities?
They are known to bring with them this devastating chill that they can raise from their gauntlet and fire out into a cone.
Oh, of course.
Oh,
In that case, Yarmsir is going. Yarmsir, knowing their sickly pallor, had already guessed that Ghost Charge might be what's needed here, and he had one in hand. He's going to make a strike against the one in the bottom here.
Okay. South, risen out of the utter dust and grime of the torpor that they were in. Certainly hits. Slams into them. The positive energy sort of lashes back at their undead form, enfeebling them. And against these knights, it certainly might be helpful.
Wonderful. Alright. And then after that, he tells everyone, watch out, despite their looks, they have a caster quality to them. You should spread out. And he finishes off by doing just that, trying to make it hard for them to catch everyone within a cone.
Okay. You rush to the corner of the room there. This one, who had been speaking the whole time, rushes out.
You won't leave here alive. Perhaps you will even join us in our defense against the dark gods.
He's going to send out a devastating blast. Across the room into most of your allies, Yarmsir smartly going a little bit further away from everyone. I need a reflex save. You all can click the button for the reflex save in the chat there too.
Cool. I'm going to redemption this as well. It's
Okay.
going to affect Giraffe and Parents.
Put that out after we see this all the saves, so I don't have to skip
I'm
through.
gonna reroll mine.
Okay.
I don't want to take that much damage already.
I'm gonna reroll mine.
Okay. Well, Kiba also might be looking at a reroll too.
Oh, thank goodness, a failure.
Failure instead of a critical failure there. Giraffe, again, failure instead of critical failure. You guys are sort of dumbfounded by the sudden lurch of cold in the room, but you're able to sort of pull it back and not get too hurt by it. So, for the purposes of it, I'm going to roll the damage, and then, Kiba, you can put out your ability there.
Sounds
So
good.
we have it all together. So 48, and then Kiba, pull that out for us, and everyone add the effect AoE Champion's Resistance to themselves before you take the
Giraffe and
damage.
Parents.
Only takes 8.
Yeah, I think Gaz and them are out of range, so
It's a 15-foot radius.
yeah.
Oh yeah, so
Yeah.
Giraffe can get it, but Gaz cannot.
The AoE Champion's Resistance?
Yes. Kiba sort of instills in your hearts this, well, hoping for the redemption of these fallen Pharasmites. Their attacks may not grace you so harshly. Why, Giraffe, are you weak to cold?
Cause my mutagen.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Your electricity
Uh-huh.
mutagen. Either way,
Oops.
as it blasts into you all,
Oopsie.
it's not too harmful as Kiba protects you all. Kiba, of course, you're also lashing back into them with what? Which ones? People are stupefied.
Oh,
Wait, does that work on the AoEs?
it should.
Yeah.
I would actually do Stupefy.
Okay. This one is going to be stupefied, and of course, lingering stupefied as well. There we are. So, with that, that'll be that one's turn as they unleash that parent. You realize the other ones are also gunning to do that very quickly, so what do you do?
To begin with, I'm going to cast a level 6 slow targeting all of them.
Alright. You spread this slowing magic throughout the room, warping their perception of time. See if they can push through it. They look pretty tough. They might be able to, but you never know. A lot of them do succeed, a lot of them do fail, actually. The ones in the bottom of the room and the one right at the top of the room as well do fail, so they're only going to be slowed for a whole minute. I'll add that to all of them. All the rest are only slowed for a round.
I see 3 failures.
Yeah, so this one up here I also got for the slow.
Oh,
I gotcha. So, do you unleash that? Anything else?
last action. I'm going to take Yarmos' suggestion, or Yarmos' suggestion, but if I move anywhere else, I'm just going to get murdered.
Mm.
Or
You know
we
what?
Back in the hallway.
You know what?
Since they're all slowed now, they can't like cast their thing with
I can take
and
it.
move at the same time. So you can just like figure out where they can do
Yeah,
cones
I
from
I
right
can
now.
take it.
Oops, shouldn't be dagger. It should be warhammer, which is a plus 30 instead of the other one. So, it should actually be a hit because their warhammer is plus 30 instead of plus 28.
Opportunity attacks? I
Yes, they
assume
do
that's what's
have an
happening?
attack opportunity. As you rush past this one in the corner here, he has an opportunity to strike into you for 31 damage, bringing some of that cold with it. Alright. So now Apparenth has discovered that. Go to this one down here, this Kellet Grave Knight. Well, they don't need to move here to line you all up, or line a good amount of you up for this. So they're going to unleash their own devastating blast into Gaz, Giraffe, and Kiba. And they all also seem to be unaffected by each other's devastating blasts, being immune to cold themselves. Their forceful blast of chilly magic ekes through the room, and you guys aren't known for your reflexes, so you all failed. Taking 42 cold damage here. That'll be that one's turn as they're struggling with the slowing magic. This one here, they are also going to unleash their devastating blast. Though they might not get too many of you in it here, but I think that actually does get Kiba as well. So let me delete the other ruler. There we go. I want everyone in this center.
Finally!
There we go. As Giraffe sort of dodges away from it, as you're starting to get a feel for how quickly they do it, Gaz also is able to follow suit. And so is Kiba.
Oh.
You all critically succeed, finally understanding what's going on, dodging away, knowing this one from their telegraphed attack is going to do it very quickly there. That's all I can do because of the slow. Giraffe, over to you.
Alrighty, I'm going to start with my new stance. Twin defense.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. I tried the dragon effect for myself, but that was actually the feat.
Yeah. So go back to twin
I'll
parry
just-
and
I'll leave that
there you
on
go.
my. So I'm gonna stay in that stance.
Hmm?
For my second action, I'm going to. Actually, I can make 2 lunge attacks. No, that's not what I want to do. I want to spread out.
Mhm.
So I'm going to stride to flank this one Kiba's with.
All right, it will take an attack opportunity against you as you rush
that's
through its
fine.
aura. They do strike true, dealing 35 damage to you. Pushing in with a warhammer.
With 1 action left, I'm going to strike him with my hatchet.
Okay. Behind this one into a flank. You guys have already taken some good hits here. But they're going to start taking some good hits too as we get some of Giraffe's rolls. Crit. 20 cleaving into them for 56. They take a little bit less because they don't take the cold damage. And let's see if they are slowed by the frost. They are not. They would have to roll a natural 1 at this point because that's only a DC 24.
Pain.
Alrighty, that's all my actions.
Alright. Then,
What are the odds that they are vulnerable to they are susceptible to poison?
0 because they're undead.
Wonderful.
So, with that, this one here is likewise, yeah, they have no reason to sort of hold back their devastating blasts. Just need to see if they get a better. They try to go for Parenth, but aren't able to. But Giraffe and Kiba, you still need to make another reflex save from this one's
Great
devastating
news.
blast.
I get 2 glimpses of redemption per round now,
Mhm.
so see if I need it.
Success, actually.
We'll need it.
And Giraffe, another
Do
natural
I have
1.
any more hero points?
You
Oh,
ought
no.
to. I don't believe you spent it on anything else. You would have 3 for the whole day.
Ah, yeah,
because
I
we're-
suppose that. So I will re-roll that.
Mhm. There we go. That is a critical success
Nice.
because of your master reflexes. So Giraffe dodges out of the way or hides behind the other one. Kiba, you're the only one who's going
No
to take
glimpse
damage
then.
here. So you only take half of this. You rolled really high on that one too. Yes, we go over to you now.
Well, Gaz is going to step a little bit away from this Grave Knight to the south of him. He will then try to overdrive.
All right. Natural 20, critical overdrive, pumping it to its limit, knowing you'll need everything for this fight.
Excellent. And my final action is going to be a strike.
All right. Send the extendo gauntlet towards this one in the south here. That'll be it. Across that ruined tentacle pillar there does slam into them, and they take the full damage. Their armor doesn't help them resist it in any way.
That's my turn.
Alright, so. Excuse me. We go back to Kiba at the top. Or not at the
Okay.
top, but yes.
That sounds good. Double checking. Cool. I'm gonna go here,
Okay.
and I'm gonna cast Prismatic Spray.
Alright.
This should affect the three on top without us hitting Giraffe, if I understand correctly.
Yay!
Yes, with the cone, certainly will. Put out the prismatic ray itself to chat for us.
Found it.
Mm-hmm. So, each of them rolls a d8. So, you roll. Roll 3 d8s. We'll go in order from this one down here, then to the left, and then to the right. First one, 7, which can be very potent. 1, and then 4. Alright, so first one is the 7, the Violet Ray. That could slow them for a minute, which they're already slowed for a minute, but it could teleport them to another plane if they do badly. So, let's see. We'll save. 19, they will critically succeed, or sorry, there'd be the one in front of you, but yeah, either way, critically success on that one. Then the one in the back is the red one, fire damage, be reflex. They do succeed, they'll take half of the 50 fire damage, so 25. Certainly susceptible to that. And then the 4, which is the fortitude poison one. They are immune to
poison.
this, even though they rolled a natural 1, because it is a poison effect, and they are immune to anything with the poison trait. So,
That was awful.
didn't go too well. One of them burned up a little bit from the ray as he swept it through the room. That'll be your turn, I think.
Yeah.
So, we go down to this one. This one in the back here had also raised their gauntlet here. And as they all sort of dump out their most powerful ability at the start of combat here, as they naturally would, I don't know why they would hold back, this one's going to hit Gaz, Kiba, Giraffe, and Parrot. All 4 of you. Reflex saves.
And all of you are within 15 feet of me.
Mm-hmm. Good placement.
Except it means I'm in the middle, but,
16, 18, a lot of successes there, so a lot of half. The other one who's taken full damage would be Giraffe, but of course then we have the defense from Kiba. So everyone add that AoE champion's resistance to yourselves, and then take half damage most to you, and then Giraffe would take the full damage button. Yeah, not too bad for everyone.
Thank you, Kiba.
And I'll spread out the brain head
The
stupefied.
yes. And persistent
Ooh,
damage.
I think I got affected by it.
Lingering stupefied and stupefied. There we go. So, with that, that's all they can do again, because they're slowed. So you guys have a little bit of a hold on this fight here, but you've taken a lot of damage so far.
I don't even know if the stupefied's gonna help.
Yarmus here. Your turn.
Wonderful. He's enjoying his spot, his nice, warm, cozy spot away from all the AoEs. And he's going to continue making strikes with his ghost charge.
Alright.
One against this dude here.
Going to miss
He's
there.
gonna reroll that.
Try to sling that across. You second guess your trajectories, and it was never going to be. It still splashes next to them, doesn't actually hit them, so they'll take a little bit of damage.
Going feeble,
Hey.
unfortunately.
Be there.
After that, they use one action. After that, Yarmus here is going to use one action to envision the invisibility rune on their armor to
Alright.
disappear.
Disappear
And
into
lower
the
visibility
cobwebs.
pretty much.
Yeah, you can right click yourself and then.
Good thing I have.
Kindle. There we go.
Yeah, it's not in this.
Well, invisible is a condition, actually, so you can just right click your token and click into the conditions, like, drop downs, and you can find it there too. Either way,
Yeah, that's a bit messy itself, though. Either way, he's going to then valet out his two elixirs of life into his hands.
Okay.
Ah, hold out for a little bit, guys. Just don't drop. That's everything for his turn.
Alright, so going to one of them that has been slowed and stupefied here. They're going to turn to Giraffe. Actually, Kiba.
Your kind never understood what really needed to be done.
That's a hit for
Ooh, I
25.
hate that.
They blast 1 and 2 strikes, or 2 attempts at strikes
Oh.
into you. Take 25 and 32. Did you take the first one?
Fixed it.
Okay, there we go. They make these strikes into you and still threaten you at the end because of the attacks of opportunity. Go to now, Parent. Parent, it might be time for the big guns. What do you do?
I'm trying to decide if I want to do the big guns or try to control these guys more.
Hmm.
It's a difficult decision. I am going to cast Command
Okay.
on all of them.
Mm.
And you should be down on your knees asking Pharasma for forgiveness. And I'm going to try to knock them all prone.
Sure thing. They'll all roll their will saves. All
I see a lot of high rolls.
doing very good. In fact, they all succeed in some way or another. They all sort of shout back at you, telling you that
Pharasma knows of our sacrifice. We do not need her forgiveness.
unfortunately it failed.
I am going to tap my armor and turn invisible.
Alright, using your invisibility rune. We go now to this one down here who has been slowed for the minute here. Looking for targets, they find that the Armistier and Parent have disappeared, so they're going to rush up towards Gaz and go for a strike. They do hit. 28 damage to you, Gaz.
I'm gonna try something.
Mm-hmm.
So am I.
Maybe.
Okay.
Redemption,
Mm-hmm.
single target.
Fair enough. Well, in that case, I'm not gonna.
Enfeebled or stupefied, Kiba?
Enfeeble.
Mm-hmm. You do seem strength-based, certainly. Anything to slow them down. Gaz barely takes any much harm as Kiba's working overtime to protect you all, but Kiba's also looking pretty bad as this one walks over here and goes for a flank against them. With the Warhammers, they try to strike in. Kiba, you're desperately defending yourself, fighting them off. That'll be their turn. Giraffe.
Alrighty. I'm going to double slice and then 2-weapon flurry the guy in front of me.
Okay. Going all out. Going for any flanks or anything like that. It's pure attack, attack, attack. That will be a hit. Not a crit, though. Just barely not. You're missing Kiva's, inspirations there. Swipe in, though. Your cold weapons do not seem to be as effective against them. Electricity does some work, though, in the sonic.
I just want to say, if you had flanked, you would have crit twice there.
Well, that's not the point. Okay, now for 2 more attacks.
Yeah, that's the point. Just make as many attacks as humanly possible here. That'll be a hit as well. Another 34. It might actually work for... It might actually be better for Giraffe's build not to go for, like, 1 or 2 crits, rather going for, like, 4 hits. Like, he's built for that, unless he rolls an natural 1.
No.
I could see that, yeah.
So, with that, you're slicing and dicing into them. At last, they are able to bring up their weapon and sort of throw yours to the side for a moment.
3 hits is good, though.
Will that be your turn?
Yes.
Alright. Now that they have unleashed their devastating blasts, they are now sort of pouring from the corners of the room, shouting out at you with broken jaws and cobwebs being shaken off of their well, very animate now bodies, I should say, I guess. Running out of descriptions for skeleton. Yes, your turn. That one missed.
Oh goodness. I'll probably have to take care of Giraffe and Kiva here.
Mm-hmm.
Gaz makes the very dangerous trek.
They
Okay.
have opportunity attacks.
I'll be helping too if you want to, like, not deal with that. It's up to you if you still want to make that risk.
I'd rather not, so I'll probably not move.
Stay
I
put.
will, however.
I was describing. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Guess I'll move a bit further north.
Mm-hmm. This
So,
one
like,
will take theirs.
Yes.
Rust past.
Cannot escape.
Did not escape that. 39 damage.
Second action will be another strike.
Okay. 15 will certainly do it. 31 damage there. Punch back at them. Make sure to take your 39 damage. That as well.
Excuse me. And
Overdriven
my
con.
final action is going to be my explosive maneuver.
Alright.
So I'll try and grapple him.
Sort of this grappling arm explodes out from your strike there suddenly. Can you grab on? And they have no way to resist that. They are held where they are.
Excellent.
It's holding one. Its arm's length there.
All three of my actions.
Kiba, starting to be surrounded and having taken a lot of bludgeoning hits to your bones.
It's pretty brutal, alright.
Your hollow bones.
Mm-hmm.
There's basically no way for me to safely get off a lay on hands.
Not here.
I can get off a courageous anthem that's just singing.
Alright. You sing out to your
Solid.
allies and cover them in this aura of courage. Alright, go around the room, get this on. There we go.
At this point, I feel like I'd be better off just preventing flank than trying to get into a flank. So I'm going to step over here
Mm-hmm.
and help out Giraffe.
A little bit closer. There to Giraffe.
Slash out with the Songbird Brush.
It will hit. Slashing at their side. Singing out an aria of courage to your allies as well. Trying to bring one of them down, this leader one almost. Almost taking him down actually. If you start focusing on some targets, you can maybe get through this.
This is a holy glaive.
That sounded like a hint.
Well, I mean, one group had a TPK down here. Not in this fight, but you know.
Oh.
Welcome to Abomination Vaults 2.0.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Either way, you slash into them, dealing a hefty amount of damage past their armor. Be your turn. So we get to this one here. They are going to get around Giraffe. Are going to trigger
Can I make an
second
opportunity attack?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
They rush by, getting into a flank with their ally. Chance to strike back. 5 on the dice won't do it though. Not with the main gosh. You're only
Jeez,
master
the
with
other
that. With that, they're gonna go striking with a warhammer. They again do hit. They're pretty martially inclined. They are pretty good at striking out.
Okay, I'll
37.
redemption that.
Redemption there. Mm-hmm. Enfeebled or stupefy?
Enfeeble?
Okay. Will definitely help against these guys. Should have that lingering around the room as well. Alright, Giraffe, not taking all that much of a hurt from that one. That'll be their turn again, because they're so slowed. You're lowering their combat effectiveness. Yarmsir, we go over to you.
Marcier is going to scurry past the one down south here to position himself with the others.
Here you go past, and they are going to be able to attempt to strike with a DC 11 flat check. You do hit for 32 against you, Yarmsir.
Ouch.
They're still scurrying around the room.
Hold on. Which one hit?
This one hit Yarmsir.
I'm redemptioning that one.
Okay. He also calls out, stopping this one.
Enfeeble.
Mm-hmm. Getting this enfeebled spread around the room, calling out to them, telling them how ashamed they should be. There may be some redemption if they stop.
Wonderful. He guesses as the cold seeps a bit into his bones, but he goes and possibly takes another one of those attacks by trying to feed the elixir of life to Kiba.
You see this sort of, or hear this fumbling with vials and know something's going on there, given the opportunity to strike. See 11 though first, which they fail, so they cannot.
Wonderful.
So crack the Warhammer into the wall, completely at the wrong spot. Wrong guess. The elixir of life goes to Kiba. 45.
5.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Now that he has a bit more space, he's also going to give the second one to Giraffe.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Do some quick alchemy, quick healing around the room. Another 45 healing to Giraffe to keep him going as well. That'll be your turn.
Yep.
Go to this one here. No longer slowed down, but still finding an easy flank here. They are going to start, actually, by trying to intimidate Giraffe. But it falls completely flat. In the din of combat, you barely even hear them. They're gravelly, calling out towards you. But
Only
Well,
they
makes-
got that one on an attack roll.
mm-hmm. They do hit twice here, though. 27 and 32. The flank helping them a lot there. Been rolling really well, too. Alright, that'll be that. Weakness of the cold is not helping. That's all they do, though. So, Parent, they've all sort of grouped up in the center of the room here.
Fine, it's time.
Mm-hmm. Sort of formed up. You know that it'll be easy, hopefully, to chain this lightning straight through all of them. Shatter their forms.
I haven't done a breath weapon. Oh,
I will let you roll your damage. Sorry, I should have clicked the reflex save instead of that.
You got excited.
There we go. A lot of good rolls, a lot of bad rolls there, actually. None of them are able to critically
crits.
succeed here. So, 2 fails, 1 crit fail, 2 successes. Can't ask for anything better than that, really.
Can I have your roll?
Yeah, I rolled like 52, right?
Yeah.
We can go with
I'd like
that,
to
since
ask
that was
for
the-
5 critical fails.
Mm-hmm. So, do 52. 52 times 2 is 104. This one here. And 52 to these two at the back here. Also, I like that nice round 52. These two take half of 52, which is 25, 26. Yes, 20, kind of 25. We'll do round it up to 26. This one here. Who was the other one? Up here at the top. As you unleash that, of course, 52, 104, that's about 250 damage spread around the room. Really caught into their armor and shattered their bones inside them.
Parent touches his armor again and goes invisible again.
Damn it! One of you go find that one!
This one can't. They actually only can try to escape from the grasp of Gaz. And they fail to start with. Is that a crit fail, Gaz? Be a crit fail if your DC is 42, which actually is not. Try again. But with map 5, total of 40, your DC is 37. They do succeed at getting themselves free, but that's the end of their turn, as they spend their whole round wrenching themselves free from the grasp of your electronics. Electronics, but mechanics. So that's them. This one here, also the permanently, not, well, technically permanently slowed one. They are. Now that one's gonna follow the other order. This one in here is just gonna go for a strike against Kiba with the flank again with the other one there. Kiba, you are hit because of the flank, 28. Go for another crushing blow, but fail this one. Now, Giraffe, you find yourself surrounded and weak. Perfect spot for you to be in.
Not the first time. I'm gonna start with a double
Uh,
slice on the guy in front of me. Oh,
By the way, a reminder that this has a effect where you can just blow out your energy mutagen. It'll remove your weakness and
how many action? Oh, activate.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna use one action to activate that. Then.
That's two actions.
it's 2 actions.
Two action
actually,
activity.
Oh,
And you're gonna blast gas with it.
depends on how I aim it. The interact action has one.
That's how many it takes to take.
Oh, two action
drink it.
activity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's up to you. It's just
I need
an
to get
option.
rid of it though. They're immune to cold damage.
Yes.
So if I just blast this one behind me,
Well, this is electricity mutagen, so
Yeah,
never
it's
mind.
electric damage.
Let me see how I can place this cone then.
mm-hmm.
Just aim at that direction.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can do
I'm
that.
gonna do that.
All right. So basic DC 35, reflex save. And I'm actually getting
Wow.
pretty badly hurt by it. Let's roll that damage. 2d6 for every 10 minutes that is remaining, which it's at full, right? So
Yeah,
max 8d6. So roll us 8d6, not
Oh.
2d6. And we'll take the 8d6.
That's cool. I never knew that.
Mm-hmm.
it's always been undead on it.
You rolled 8d8, not 8d6.
That's fine. I'll just take that.
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
Sorry. That.
It evens out in the
Thank
wash. Yeah.
And then lastly, I'm gonna use my last action to make an attack against the guy to my right.
Okay. At least that was actually a lot of damage to be putting on the field too. As you strike,
Oh.
it's one that has been their leader, deflecting your blows. Mm-hmm. I think that'll be you. Now, this one here. I'm on it. This one's gonna rush around the side, trying to find Parent there, seeing where that chain lightning came from, and going for a, well, first DC 11, which will succeed, then a Warhammer strike, which does not succeed. They find where you are, but they get their hammer stuck in some of the cobwebs and rubble here. They aren't able to strike into you. I'll go for one more. So they can try. But another natural one, again. God, I know you're right there. Just stand still.
Why can't they get those natural ones against me?
Parents are just like
Fellow-
laying flat on the ground or something.
Yeah. Flat
Limbs
fuck
all
on the
spread out.
ground.
Flat.
Good strategy.
It's like a hamster.
Mm-hmm. Yes. They slipped free from you, but what do you do here?
Well, Gaz is gonna try and free up Giraffe and Kira and try to take out the very hurt one.
Okay. Got the
Strike
reach
number
now.
one. Reroll.
Alright. Now a shot 10 on the dice with the flank should definitely hit.
Thank goodness.
Slam the fist into them, the overdriven fist. You actually have a lot of base damage now. Look at that.
It's
35.
a great fist.
Turns out the alternative to high damage dice is just stacking a lot of damage dice.
Yep.
I will use my explosive maneuver, but this time to try and trip them.
Okay.
I do not have a trip action prepared. 1 second.
You can just roll athletics check and we'll compare it to their reflex save.
Alright.
As you slam the fist into them and then slam towards the legs, trying to break them out from under them. They do end up being, let me see, 37. Yeah, DC's 35. They do end up being thrown to the ground.
Anyway, I'm unfortunately not gonna be able to do a map 10 attack, but I hope Kiba will be able to take them out.
That'll be a lot easier thanks to what you
Mhm.
just did.
My final action, I will spend continuing to tiptoe around the fight at the very corner of everything.
Mm-hmm. Keep it to the
Cool
edges of it.
behavior.
Kiba, still going.
Thanks to you, there's absolutely no need to even consider flanking this guy. I'm just going right for the Songbird's brush,
All right.
slashing down with this holy flaming weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's currently doing both.
Should certainly do a hit on that one on the ground, yeah. Slam it into them. 37 slices down and erupts into this holy flame as they finally are destroyed. As they are killed, though, it seems as though their like bodily forms with the like skull and stuff and the bones immediately sort of burn away in the holy flame, but the armor remains.
All right. Whirl around for a follow-up strike on this injured one down here in the bottom right.
Okay. Does hit as well. $32 points of damage on the south one here. Already pretty injured from the chain lightning, now battered by the holy flames. Anything else? Or will that be hard?
Step.
Okay. Gauge some distance here. Alright. A lot of them still with that slowing effect on them. This one here, I do have to say, they do have recharge on their stuff, and it has been long enough for this one. They got a 1 on their D4, so they are going to unleash a blast straight through Yarmsir, Kiba, and Parent. Reflex saves.
You won't be able to escape this.
All of you are diving for cover, knowing what's coming. 38. What's that against DC 30? Try and
Sorry.
click the button, yeah. But either way, Parent, you're the other one who
Objection.
truly fails, but Kiba sort of lashes out again. It's a hope of redemption for them there.
All three of us are getting this. I guess renew the enfeeble.
Mm-hmm.
I succeeded, yeah.
So you take the half damage and the reduced damage. Yarm's here. I think I need you as well.
I got a crit success because of evasion.
Oh, right.
So
Yes.
that's
Okay.
0 damage.
So with that, that's all I can do with their slowed turn. I'll stake the D4. The 4. Yarm's here.
As Yarmsir dances about out of the way of the cold blast, he braces himself for another hammer blow to the chest as he prepares to continue providing the ivy drip to a giraffe
Okay.
of
Thank
an elixir
you.
of life.
Thank you.
For the DC 11, they do succeed. The DC 11 do succeed on the hit as well, as you are blown with 39 points of bludgeoning damage. Okay, that enfeeble should be enfeeble 2. I don't know what. I'll just put Oh, I accidentally did stupefy. Alright, yes, 39 damage. Actually, give yourself 1 back, PS. They should have been at enfeeble 2.
Gotcha.
Oops, yeah, sorry.
It wasn't a crit though, so I'm still able to administer the healing to a giraffe.
Mm-hmm.
Give yourself
Awesome.
49. Yeah. And he's going to give the other elixir of life to Kiba.
Oh, thank you.
Round administering as much aid to your allies as you can. Mix them all up for
Oh, that
today.
hit the spot.
Wonderful. And well, he's settling into his role quite well, and he rallies out another 2 elixirs of life.
Okay.
Roy's turn.
Aerith, still in the corner here, now assailed by one of them. What do you do?
Well, you know.
Okay, yeah. Got plenty of these to go through.
Sure do. Does the invisibility drop as soon as I start casting this?
It'll drop after you finish the casting, so they will still have the DC 11. They miss, so they cannot try to interrupt this. Good naked. Flex. Leash this on the 4 of them here.
no.
A lot of good rolls, but
Oh,
mostly good rolls. Yeah, they're gonna take half.
crits at least.
And you did roll decently well on the dice there, so these guys, this one takes the full damage, the 53, and then all those other ones take half, and it's an AoE, so it's still a lot of damage to go around from one ability.
I'm gonna use my last invisibility charge on my armor to stay invisible.
Okay, going back right into it. This one here, they are going to take the place of... Actually, no, they're going to go after Gaz here, rushing up to Gaz. And go for a...
You want to try to keep me still? How about you?
No, damn it. That's a
No,
1
you.
on that. Means you can either try to grapple him back or knock him prone.
No, I will definitely grapple him back now.
Alright, roll an athletics check. As he sort of overextends his grab on you, you almost like let him grab onto you or think he has a grab on you, but it's really you have the grab on him. With a 41 definitely succeeding on that.
Damn it!
Gonna go for a map strike. Either way. Does so. Natural 20. His
Owie.
anger. Take the 58. Plus, I need a fortitude save. Else you might be knocked prone by such a powerful blow.
Should have clicked that like that.
You are going to be knocked prone by that. Since reeling to the ground.
Ah! Take that.
That'll be their turn though. This one here. They are going to be the one who does this, where they get into a flank against Giraffe. Giraffe, you have an opportunity here though.
Alrighty, I'm going to make that attack. If this succeeds, he'll become flat-footed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, off guard.
Yeah. Nine on the dice, so certainly hit, yep. Slice out towards them, 32. They're still holding up, but not for long, but it doesn't seem to phase them. As they get to the flank here, they're going to go for the strike. And that's all they can do, but miss there. Yes,
Oh.
disorienting opening, they'll be off. Alright.
Until the start of my next turn, they are no longer off guard.
Right, yeah, it's a little bit more useful when they're far away from your turn, but on your turn, what do you do?
I'm going to try to go for the higher health target. I'm going to start with a double slice to the guy on my left.
Okay.
No, actually, I'm going to do a double slice to the guy on my right. Finish him off.
Okay. Sure of it, knowing he's very weak there. 13 will definitely critically hit them because, well, they shouldn't actually be off guard, but either way. It would be, one way or another, even if it was half that, enough damage to kill them. Send them to the
Awesome.
ground.
Then I'm going to go for 2 more attacks against the guy to my left.
Alright. It was dicey for a while, but you guys are finally starting to make some headway, cleaning up many multitudes of them, but missing with agile grace. This attack. Agile grace also will unfortunately miss. They have decent defenses with their full plate. Will that be it for you?
Yes, that'll be my turn.
Okay. This one I ought to roll this for them. That or that. Nope, they don't have it just yet, so they're just going to continue their assault against Parenth, thinking they're going to be a weak, easy target, but it's just hard to find. They're going to go for a second. This one will be at map 5, though. And with that, they also just cannot hit. They're having such a hard time finding you there.
God blast it.
They're going to take a step here as their third action, maybe harrying the rest of you. It'll be his turn. Gaz. I don't know why you're... Oh yeah, you are on the ground, yes.
I'm in a pickle, aren't I?
A little bit.
Well, I think I know what I'll do. Step one is going to try and get up.
Okay.
Simply no way around it.
As you two try to get up, they are going to make their attack opportunity.
I will try and use this for once.
Fail
Never
to
mind.
account for
This is
this.
absolutely. I'm still absolutely getting smashed here. Good
Oh
grief.
yeah. As you try to pull out something that would deflect it, but it just gets knocked out of your hand, and you are slammed into. For another crit, 48 more damage.
I have terrible news, everyone.
So
That ends my
put you
turn.
down. All right, you're dying too. So that ends your turn. Hiba, it's your turn now. Guys go down to this very weak individual in the end there. What do you do?
That's cool. I guess I'm gonna go kill it. Provoke.
Mm-hmm. Go for it. At least freeing up your allies. You defending easily.
Okay, let's see how you like holy damage.
She over to the defensive guys. Try to slice towards them, but they
I said, let's see how you like holy damage.
turn around to deflect it just in time. Your haste. You didn't align it correctly.
However, that was just setting up the real attack.
Alright.
That was a feint. No, that was just me fainting.
Yeah, you try to get through their guard, but it's up high.
That's my turn, everyone.
Okay. At least maybe a little bit closer to help Gaz, should he be able to get back up. But this one here, this one is going to go for Yarmsir now that they've just seen Yarmsir start to heal everybody. But they have to do DC 11 flat checks. And they're having such a hard time getting through that. Gonna try to force it 3 times. No, actually 2, because they are slowed, so they can't do anything else by that. Yarmsir, your turn. What do we got? Maybe muted?
Hi, sorry. Bit of a lag on the computer, but Yamasir would like to scamper to the top left of Gaz.
Mm-hmm. You scamper away. They are going to try, but DC 11 flat check first. Fails.
Wonderful. And so Yamasir yanks the top jaw of Gaz open and pours an elixir of life down it.
Okay. For some reason you're a little bit desynced on my end. I think you're there, right? Or there. Okay.
Yeah. I think it's like client-side lag that's causing it to desync.
Hmm. Either way. Racing over to Gaz to help them up. Might not be coming through because the client side lag.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much is it? It's 5d8? But there it is. Or no, I
yeah.
accidentally just... Alright, it's now coming through from you, so go for it.
Cool.
$52 to Gaz. Resuscitating him.
Give yourself. Well, since he's already here, he's gonna just go ahead and use the other one on Gaz
Alright.
as well.
$41 as well. Drinking up a
That's
little
all
bit
of his
more. Parenth, over to you. Still being harassed by this one guy.
I'm gonna stride.
Okay. We'll try... No, he didn't. He can't because of Keepa.
That's right.
As lame as it is, I'm going to cantrips for now.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Too many of them left. Shoot out an electric arc to each of these, both failing.
Oh, I love that.
Could have used that earlier, of course, but 20 damage is each of them. Decent, certainly.
It's all 3.
Alright. Now, over to this one here. They, now finding that Gaz is being healed up and less of a threat, they're going to actually rush over to Giraffe, seeing a flank here, and go for a single strike. 7 of the dice, though. Yes, they're enfeebled because of the twin parry. Not able to land a hit.
Only a failure. But I'm fine with that.
Giraffe, back over to you.
Really making me regret not taking that 1 feet again. Near death. I'm gonna do my double slice on the guy on the left, then my 2-weapon flurry on the guy on the right.
Okay. Slice for the first natural 1. There.
Oh,
Go for the other slice. Main gosh, stabbing in quickly with it. That'll definitely hit. A little bit more damage there, 27.
alrighty. Then the other guy.
Running on them. Stab quickly and cleanly to get this one out of the way at the very least. Certainly hit with the first. First. Hatchet mode, 36 points of damage. They're barely standing. And gosh. Stabbing, weaving through them, natural 20.
Crit.
But the main gosh
I believe
stabs
this is
straight up
first
through their jawbone. And they also, seemingly everybody who has fallen, turns to dust except for their armor.
And weapons? Or just armor?
And not their weapons,
Okay.
though. Not their weapons. Just their bodies are
Ah,
decaying
that
rapidly.
makes sense.
So, one more down, and I think that's your turn, right?
Yes, that's my turn.
Alright. This one here is going to rush across. There you are. Going for Parenth. First one hits, definitely 34.
I am going to.
They missed the second.
I am going to reaction the first one with an interposing earth to make a miss.
Alright, lifting up some of the stone, the earthwork of this place. Collect it just enough. Make sure you're fine.
Will that block it completely?
Yes.
Okay.
That'll be all they can do. Gaz, you also awaken right here without anybody bothering you at this point.
Thank goodness. He will get up immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And gets straight to it as he lays into the graveyard next to Kiba.
Alright, definitely a hit. The Extendo Gauntlet bursts out towards them, 34 points of damage. Pretty hefty.
And I will continue my grappling. Exclusive maneuver.
Go again to try to get a hold of them there. Across the room, just barely. You get a grab.
And that's my turn.
Alright, Kiva, now that you have an easy target right next to you.
That's beautiful. Thank you. Well, I'm generally not going to attack 3 times, so I'm just going to get my a basic courageous anthem out. Just a 1 round.
Yes.
And let's go for hopefully a kill. Strike 1.
Strike 15, easily a crit because of them being off guard and because you did your courageous anthem.
Holy smokes.
To cleave into them with the holy blade, it's not gonna feel good for them. Start bursting into flames and just barely even survive that. You can also move them 5 feet in any direction, but that would break the grapple.
Yeah,
so-
I've no reason to do that. I also don't want to risk them getting an attack off before they burn to death,
Yeah.
so I'm going to try to finish them off.
Okay.
It's the end of the session. I have 1 hero point.
Alright. Use them or lose them. 9. Misses by 1.
So close.
So close.
It was worth a
there.
try.
But you imagine they might be able to burn up at the end of their turn. Speaking of end of turns, that'll be the end of yours. This one here, who had already used their gauntlet twice, has nothing left to do but just do a Warhammer strike twice against Giraffe. First one does hit, second does not because they are enfeebled still. So, 37 points of damage. You, Giraffe. It'll be their turn. So you guys try to finish these guys up as they've been weakening so much against you. So,
Monsieur volleys a couple of ghost charges into his hands and tosses them from one to the other. And he lets them visibly fall off as he spikes one at the grave knight over here.
Misses by
Reroll that.
a couple. They would be flat-footed to this deck because you're attacking from invisibility. But you get a hit there either way. Flashes towards
Careful.
this one. Positive energy washes over your allies, does nothing to them. But a lot to them. Your enemy.
It is rather salty though. But either way, he's going to go ahead and also make a strike against the one down here.
Alright.
Finish it off before its turn.
Trying to
That's
quickly
where Kiva's
out. That'll be a
going to
failure.
reroll that again.
Okay.
That's your point of the session.
A lot of use for hero points as an alchemist, so go for it.
Right click is not bringing it up.
Alright, it's probably lagging. But
Yeah, most likely. I'll just go ahead and roll the attack again. Normally.
yeah. Things stop working automatically, you just do it manually. But either way, you did not critically miss the other one, so you do still do the 3 damage to them.
Yeah.
Alright.
Something.
So, anything else?
That's it for his turn, as well as his actions.
Gareth, yours.
I'm gonna electric arc the two of them.
This one will lash back at you.
Eh.
And interrupt you, but you're able to pull away at the last moment, unleashing this electric arc between them. And they both fail. 19 damage. Boom, boom. One destroyed, the other one on its last legs. The only one left. Parent, anything else for your turn?
That's it.
Okay. So, Giraffe just got this one.
Alrighty. You know my song and dance. 4 attacks. Let's go.
That hits. Slamming into them. 31. A little bit less because of the cold, but continue slicing and dicing through them. Doing everything you can to bring them down. Be it. For another 36. Lashes through them. 7 won't do it with Agile Grace. This one also won't do it. You overexert yourself. You try. You might to finish them off. Maybe your allies can. I think that's you. Yes. See you finish.
One step down here
Mm-hmm.
and try to punch around Giraffe.
Getting past Giraffe's shoulder as he ducks away from it, allowing you to punch into this one. That will definitely be a hit. Not a crit. Actually, you might... that's it. That's a kill anyway. 33 is just enough to bring them finally to the ground. As you all breathe a sigh of relief, as the final Grave Knight, Forsaker of Pharasma, has been defeated here. Get the feeling that's only the beginning of this place's horrors. Give yourselves 80 experience points for that encounter.
Well, that was extraordinarily unnecessary.
I feel like I should have prepared a little bit differently for this place.
surely these are the only undead we're gonna come across.
Well, my
Right.
glade's fairly prepared.
I'm certainly not looking forward to getting flattened more. Feel like a nicely tenderized slab of beef.
With that,
Well,
though,
if it's any consolation, there's a whole lot of the treasure that we could pick up off of them.
Yes, let's get to work and shoving this into our backs before we do anything else.
I was gonna
well,
say there's like 75,000 gold worth of weapons on these guys.
oh yeah,
Each of them, on each.
No, that's total. 75,000 total.
so
Oh, 25,000 total, right?
Why is Giraffe putting them in his inventory?
that armor is them, Giraffe, it seems.
Giraffe, put it in the bag of holding. What are you doing?
Unless you're gonna use it.
Figuring it out, okay?
But, for the purpose of it, we'll handle all the other aftermath next time, as we've come to the end of the session. Hope you guys had a good time today.
Fantastic
I
time.
think I
Was
did.
amazing.
Yeah, I did.
All of you watching, thank you all for joining us tonight on the aftermath of Irovetti's demise, and then the beginning of something different. Something a little bit more horror, a bit more abominations, a little bit more outer gods.
I'm scared.
This is fine.
So, yeah, if you guys enjoyed the stream, oh yeah, hey, thanks for your first time name. I can barely read it. Mr. Rudebird, oh yeah, hello. But yes, thank you for joining us. And these will be going up on YouTube, so if you didn't catch any part of it, you can always go to the YouTube for it. Kobold DM, I'm Kobold DM, just everywhere, so yeah, it's easy. Otherwise, if you want to support the channel, the best way to support it is get the maps. Patreon.com/KoboldDM. I've spent the last year and a half creating supplemental maps for Kingmaker, and a lot of people use them because Paisa doesn't provide all of them that you really need. So, that's the way to do it. Kiba, you stream.
That's right. Hi there. I am Chris Kobold, aka Captain Kobold, player of Kiba, and I stream here on Twitch at Captain_Kobold, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 6 to 9 p.m. Central Time, focusing on retro games and indie, currently working on Animal Well. Come by sometime, it'll be fun.
Oh, Animal Isle, that's a new one.
It's so
Donkeys.
cool.
Oh, I've played a little. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's honestly interesting to see the
need to play
game that
more.
like Donkey personally funded more or less take off this much.
Mm-hmm. It ought to. But, yeah. Hope y'all had fun. We're gonna head out here. See y'all.
Have a
Sounds
good
great.
night.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.